Greetings, Clobberers. Welcome to another Wildfire Wednesday night at Clobberin Times. Your buddy Clobby here, your Captain Clobby, your friend Clobby. And I'm so glad to see you all here tonight. I'm trying not to sound too under the weather, and I'm nothing really too wrong. I'm kind of feeling a little weird. It's maybe something I ate or whatever, so I've got coffee with me tonight. That should help. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. You guys will help, though, because you always do. Great to see you all here tonight. It is an anything goes type of shows. I'm going to start doing more topics on Wednesday nights, but I leave it open for this particular reason. Very busy, very hectic. We kind of worn out. It's only Wednesday with things going on, and and with work related things. What do you like that? So it's tough to. I'm way behind. I'm sort of behind on the latest spin rack video, which I love to get out on Wednesdays. It'll definitely be out tomorrow. But I just so running. My eyes are killing me. My everything's killing me. But hey, that's why I'm just glad to be here to have some fun tonight. Just geeking out and stuff. So it's good to see you all. Show notes. What are the show notes tonight? Well, the only show note is other than I'm trying to get that video ready. The only other show note is Wednesday night. Big shout out to Monday night. Big shout out to the great Mark D with the C. Had a fabulous time reviewing the classic Hercules Prince of Power miniseries by Bob Layton from 1982. A lot of fun there, and I really appreciate him hanging out with me and doing that. And of course, we have Saturday night Star Trek coming up. Oh, but of course, before that, tomorrow night we'll have Clobby's Clubhouse. As always, fun, frolic, and frivolity for all with our two great friends, Commander R.M. Briggs and Chief Engineer Mark D. with a C. So let's say some hellos to you good buddies who were here with us early on tonight on Clobberin Times Wildcard Wednesday night. J-Man, buddy, look, I hope you're still, because I know usually you have to cut out early. I hope you're here long enough to hear me say that thinking about you, worried about you, hope you were doing better. Let me see what you have to say in the chat about that, and I will answer it as we go. Good evening, J-Man. Phantom Outsider, good to see you, buddy. Let's see here. Oh, D-Bud, what's up, dude? Also, still recovering. Wow, both of you guys still recovering from my surgery, so I won't be able to active in the chat, says D-Man. D-Bud, man, I just want to say hi and everyone, and I'll be watching through. Hail, Clobbers, hey. Just get rest and feel better, buddy. Whatever the surgery was, whatever's going on with you, man, I hope you feel better. And I hope one of these days we get. I always say it. Well, I say a lot of things I never get to do, but hope to get you on here just to hang out and geek out about comics. And let's see here. Hungry Boy, good to see you there, buddy. Good to see you there. Hope you're doing well, man. You're the best. J-Man says, still on meds for kidney stone, which has now caused a UTI. I don't know what a UTI is, but you're saying if it caused something, it can't be great. So, damn, sounds like you're going. Comic Relief Crusader, good to see you there, buddy. J-Man, sounds like you're going through a lot of crap, terrible crap, buddy, and I'm so sorry, man. So sorry to hear that, brother. Let's see here. So, I got the chat back up to speed there. So, J-Man, buddy, if you are still hearing this, please just hope you get better quickly, man. That's just, I've heard a lot. I haven't gone through that myself, but I've known a lot of people who have, and I don't think you'll probably ever run into anybody that says it's a whole lot of fun. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that. So, hang in there, brother. It's all anyone can do. Here we are on a Wednesday night, and what is going on out? Oh, there he is. A urinary okay, I got you. No pain, just constant bathroom. Well, yeah. Oh, well, at least there's no pain. That's a good thing. As far as the constant bathroom breaks, that's me all the time anyway. But I'm old. Let's see. I got you, Phantom Outsider. Thank you. Okay, thanks, fellers. Excuse me. Boy, is it ever, boy. J-Man, thank you. There's a Garam talking for you. Look, I was willing to be fair to Moon Knight. When I watched the first episode, I found some annoying bits, but at the end, I'm going, okay, all right, look, let's never be, no matter how much we know of how we've been stung so many times, let's always try to be as fair. Anything we watch, let's be as fair as we can. We all have our biases, no matter what anyone says, but let's try to be a little bit fair. So at the first episode, other than me finding some of it a little bit annoying with the whole Stephen Grant character is just really annoying to me. I thought, okay, by the end of the episode, we saw one little bitty cool bit in spite of the CGI. So who knows? Second episode, I said before the second episode aired, hey, Chris Persia, good to see you there, bro. Having an early night. Okay, good, man. That's cool. Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. So, second episode. I'm like, all right. Let's see if this progresses at all. Let's give it a chance to breathe a little and go forward rather than backwards. Well, it takes a giant step backwards. Again, a bunch of pretentious crap when we're introduced to the true star of the show, whatever her name is, Layla or whatever. The true star of the show. This show's not about Moon Knight. And at the end, we get a couple of some silly crap with that, other suit that's from later Moon Knight, modern Moon Knight crap that I personally don't give a shite about. I hear you, Hunger Boy. I don't blame you about giving up after Bill Sienkiewicz. So, the second episode's almost a wash. It's pretty bland. It's not really. It does not progress. I mean, there's no progress at all. In fact, it may regress a little bit for the second one. So I'm still going to go, all right, well, let's see if the third one can get this thing out of first gear. Right? Frankly, 2 episodes, you're still in first gear. In fact, you're almost in park. So, third episode comes along. Not only does it not advance its story, it shows that the story is completely stagnant. It shows that it's just going to be all the same old Disney MCU tropes. Now, don't worry about it, Comic Relief Crusader. Just glad you're here, but don't worry about that. All the same old shite. And it's girl power time, as evidenced a little bit in the previous episode 3. 2. So episode 3, it's time to establish. They could have named that episode Let's show who is the boss. Then episode 3 it seems like the last episode, because what happens, they do something to say there's not going to be any more Khonshu. We don't know if that's a red herring. Of course, we know there will be. Cardinal Sin, thank you so much, buddy, for the $10 super chat. You're too kind. At the Clobberin Times, we bring a raid from Into the Fringe onto the. Oh, well, thank you so much. Welcome Into the Fringers, and welcome again, the great Cardinal Sin, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you had a great stream over there today. I lurked while I was working before I got home. Anyway, Eric K, what's up, bro? Bronze Wrencher, good to see you there, bro. So now, Moon Knight episode 4. Holy shit, holy freaking shit. Athena follower, good to see you. Welcome, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Episode 4. You're right. The whole show is now, episode 4 has made the whole show boring. It was pretty boring before, J-Man. Episode 4, excels to new heights of boredom. Holy shit. This episode is just about seeing what's-her-face get to be Laura Croft, Layla. It gets to show you that, hey, you guys, this show's called Moon Knight, right? I seem to remember the show being called Moon Knight. Am I wrong? What are we watching here? How about Moon Knight? Remember that? Remember that guy? Your show already sucks, but you could at least give us something to look at. I mean, by the way, Layla's not that much to look at. Let's just be honest. I mean, we like eye candy. If she'd been a hotter chick, no offense and all, but as bad as Hawkeye was, Kaylee Sandfield's kind of cute, but or whatever her name is, Stanley. I know it's shallow, but you have to be shallow because there's nothing else this show has to offer. The show itself is shallow and boring. If you were to ask me to sit down and I had to take electric shocks if I got stuff wrong and say, you just watched this episode right now. And like right after I watched it today, and you said you have to answer questions about what happened in it, I'd have got the shit shocked out of me because I was like, I don't remember. Damn, 2 seconds after something happened, it was out of my memory. I was barely retaining consciousness. And by the way, that was like 3-something in the afternoon. I've been running the roads all day working, and I had, as a result, had not eaten one damn thing all day. I didn't get to eat till about 3:20, so 3:30. And so I'm get home. I'm watching that while I'm eating. So you think I'd be, I'm enjoying a decent hamburger from Whataburger. Kal-El, good to see you there, bro. So you think at least enjoying the burger that I would be able to be attentive and know what I'm watching? Shit. The food was good, but even though I was falling asleep, this show is so bad and so boring, I'm falling asleep while I'm eating a pretty good hamburger. I'm convinced that if I had not been eating the first thing I'd eaten all day while watching fucking Moon Knight episode 4, I would have passed out. Moon Knight who? Moon Knight who? Holy shit. Holy shit. You guys just want to make a Laura Croft show, be my guest, and call it Layla Croft, I guess, if it makes you happy, but wow. Wow. J-Man says, episode 4, let's walk around the tomb. Where's Moon Knight? Also, she is a horrible, boring character. Let's talk about my father while assassins are on the way to kill us. Oh my God. Oh, let's have conversations about shit while we're trying to kill each other. Oh, yeah. How about the beginning where she saves the stupid? It was so predictable. Predictable bit 1, the beginning when she saves Stephen's stupid ass from the guys in the desert, and then later when she gets grabbed by this seemingly pretty scary monster guy that pulls her into the tomb. Does Moon Knight show up to save her or Mark or whatever? No. It looks really scary for a second, and of course she just throws that sucker out. She just kicks his ass and spits him out because reasons. Because she's the girl power. This monster didn't stand a chance. And you know what? I almost, for a couple of seconds there, when the monster thing pulled her in, I'm like, wow, is she in trouble? Then I thought, no, of course not. She's an MCU woman. She'll take this with one hand, and surely enough, she spits the thing out of the whatever the crap it was. Oh my God. Look, this show has nothing to do with Moon Knight. Not any iteration. Not even the silly one that I don't really care that much for. Okay, the Khonshu one, the one with all the crazy stuff. I know a lot of people like that Jeff Lemire run and a couple of other runs before that are modern. I don't. But, well, and you know something, Cardinal? If you said, hey, Mike, hey, Clobby, here's $10 billion. Spoiler Moon Knight for me. I couldn't spoiler it for you because there's nothing to tell. Nothing happens. If you'd have begged me to spoiler for you, I couldn't. So you're fine with spoilers. I can't remember what happened other than that scene. I'm proud of myself for remembering that one scene. And it was just because it was so stupid. This show comes pre-spoiled. And so, but yes, from now on, since I did not know that, Cardinal, that you actually care about a spoiler for this show, from now on, I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler alert. I'm really not going to say much of what happened in the episode because nothing happened. Oh, and of course, Khonshu wants her to the next Avatar. Of course. Yeah, Groucho. Hey, don't insult Groucho that way. To be honest, episode. I mean, if it's spoilery to say how bad it is, then I apologize for spoilering it. But I'm just saying how boring and shitty it is. It's like, I agree, Hungry Boy. Give me Defenders Moon Knight any day. But even after the second episode, I was willing to give it a chance to get a little better. And after the third one, man, I was still like, but even after the third one, I'm like, I don't really care anymore, but let me just take a look at it. And now, wow, I don't know if I'll even watch the other ones. Maybe I will. I know me, I probably will. I also heard that the new Doctor Strange movie is still in reshoots, or it was till recently, I hear. Even just a few weeks ago. I've heard that. But how is it going to be in theaters in about less than a month? I don't get it. But if you're a fan of whatever iteration of Moon Knight there is, for example, if you're a fan of the modern one, you're getting that and you're getting a terrible take on it. I don't know. Strange became a weed and quipper. See, the thing is, Hungry Boy, Strange wasn't really... The comic's not supposed to be a weed and quipper. In the movies, everybody's a weed and quipper now in the MCU. Everybody. Athena Follower says, excuse me, I also heard that new Doctor Strange movie. Yeah, that's... Yes, and yes, Cardinal, I heard that as well. I don't know. And I guess we all saw the Thor trailer, right? Are you excited for the Thor Love and Thunder trailer, guys? Bueller. I don't know, man. When I first saw Ragnarok, I got caught up in it and kind of enjoyed it. Then I watched it more, and now I hate Thor Ragnarok. In fact, I pretty much almost completely hate the way they've characterized Thor in the MCU. I agree, Gil. I agree. Love and Thunder is going to be Garbaggio, Garbaggitron. Indeed, Hungry Boy. Hate her so much. J-Man, to whom you're referring in this case, Layla or Thor girl? Yeah. Why is Zeus hurling plastic lightning bolts? Probably because it's funny. If you ever ask yourself why anyone does anything in an MCU movie, because they think it's funny. Guffaw, guffaw, guffaw. And you know what? There was a while where I didn't mind them having humorous movies. Some of them being humorous. They just didn't all need to be that way. Yeah, Kate Blanchett was fantastic. I agree with that. But so much for that, folks. Now get ready. Get ready for goofy, even more goofy Thor. Oh, Valkyrie in the movie, yes, she's terrible. Valkyrie is horrible in Ragnarok and everything else. Their Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson's garbage. She is really just ugh. Oh God, that's why I can't stand Taki. Woke, our good buddy Doomcock calls him Taki woke titty, And he is. He's a wokey little jackass, so I can't stand him. Good with DC. Yeah, Hella was good. Sure. Athena, if that's true, that America Chavez is going to save the day in the Doctor Strange movie, then it will be crap. I'm going to go. Hopefully, J-Man, will we review that Doctor Strange movie? You want to review it? We talked about it. Welcome, Dave. Excuse me. And if that's true, and it probably is, well, you expect them to let Doctor Strange save anyone? You expect Doctor Strange to be the main hero in his own movie? Canadian Chavez. I don't know. Wouldn't it be Canada Chavez? I don't know where she is, J-Man. She'll pop up at some point. So do you expect Doctor Strange to be the big star and the big, the guy doing everything or most of the things in his own movie? Hell no. He's a white male, straight white male. He's garbage. He's gonna be the butt of the jokes. Look, I have a lot of. I'm one of those few that had a lot of issues with Spiderman Far. What's it? No Way Home. Although I do like it and everything, maybe just not as much as most people, but I like it fine. I want to buy the Blu-ray, but I don't want to give Disney any damn money. But I like it fine. But they did put a bunch of stupid shite in there. Let's just be honest. It's good in spite of some really dumb shite that doesn't pass the think test. As I said back when I reviewed it, that Doctor Strange was totally out of character and irresponsible. But if he doesn't, unless they find some other way, that plot is necessitated for him to be that way, but it still doesn't help the character of Doctor Strange. And Thor is just going to be a joke. You saw that. Oh, God. You saw that joke. Everyone's whining about, saying Thor's gay because of that silly little joke between him and Star-Lord in that trip. Oh, God. Shut up. Oh, Jesus. Everyone's saying Thor is gay. Well, not everyone, just a bunch of lunatics. Your typical internet, let's be clear, internet lunatics, not everyone. Just because of a silly joke in that trailer. It's just pathetic. Like someone, with their stupid shipping. So, anyway, that movie's going to... Visually, it looks fine. That doesn't matter. It's going to have a lot of goofy crap. It's going to be one little freaking, blah-ha-ha joke after another. Because that's what Marvel is. When they're not trashing all of their male characters and having women do everything, they're laughing. Well, they're laughing at and making stupid jokes. Again, usually aimed at the male characters, of course. It's because of garbage like what you're describing that I checked out the MCU. Checked out of the... Yeah, I don't blame you for checking out of it. It's trash. It's full-blown trash right now. And look, if Spider-Man No Way Home, that's an anomaly. Don't expect that anymore. And maybe the next Spider-Man movie, they might try to do that again, something like that again. But just wait till you see Doctor Strange in a couple of weeks. And I'll go. Look, I'm going to go. I'm going to go because I'm not dumb. Remember when these movies were fun? Well, here, let me tell you, since we're on the MM, we got no topic anyway. Let me tell you, I ranked about just a little under a year ago, my great friend from Retro Blasting, Michael French, and I, and we've done many shows together, and we're going to do more. We got more stuff coming, I hope. He's a busy man. Love him, though. Michael's great. Michael French and I, we did a show where we ranked from worst to first the MCU movies. Our least favorite to our favorite. Since then, there have been 6 movies 6 movies. So I went back looking at my list from the show we did back in, something like maybe back in, I want to say June of last year. I think it was June of last year. Something like that. Where did I put that thing? Okay. So I went back the other day and took a look at my list. Well, I've added the other movies to it. So very quickly, Hungerbug says, dude, in the mid 80s, people said Hamlet was gay. Oh, okay, with ratio. I watched Tarantino, so thank you, J-Man. Well, I've made a new list, and I've updated it. Now, I tweaked it a little bit because I changed my mind on some of them. So from I got, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm showing 27 movies. I'm not counting the shitty TV shows. Just the movies that are made in the MCU, unfortunately MCU as well. And just for the hell of it, since we're talking about the MCU lot tonight, I'm going to read the list. I'm going to go from worst to first. We're starting at number 27. Drum roll, please. Never mind. All right. My number 27, the worst, in my opinion, Marvel MCU movie should come as a surprise to no one. And that is indeed Eternals. I gave it a 0 minus rating. Yes, I rated them as well. Now, my list and Michael's list weren't exactly the same, but they were pretty close to each other here and there. He liked some better than me, some that I like, but we had some slight differences naturally. Cardinal says, I hope Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will be good, as it will be the last one Dave Bautista is in. Dave Bautista's a dumbass. I can take or leave him as Drax. He's fine, but he's not really the comic book Drax anyway, but yeah. So the worst is, of course, in my opinion now, of course, just opinions, folks. Number 27 is Eternals. Number 26, Captain Marvel. I'm sorry, folks. Captain Marvel is still a big bag of turds and garbage and shitty filth because it not only dumped on. Who cares about Carol Danvers at least? It dumped on Marvel. It destroyed the Marvel cinematic Nick Fury. Yeah, I'm just thinking Bautista says a lot of really idiotic stuff in public, Gil. But yeah, I hear he's a woke jackass. He's fine as that particular version of Drax. So I have Captain Marvel at number 26, and a 0 minus rating. 0 minus. My number 25 was still in the bottom of the barrel, folks. Is Shang-Chi, Legend of the 10 Bangles and Rayletter. I gave it a 1-star rating. I don't know if anyone's surprised by that. So that would be number 25. Because Shang-Chi was terrible. I wanted to like it. I love the comic. I think everything about it to me is bad, including the fact that's nothing to do with the source material at all. And the casting is terrible. It's some silly, dopey, unimaginative fantasy. Hello there, Oliver Belamonte. Good to see you. I noticed the ending scene of Thor: Love and Thunder that Jane Foster, aka Lady Thor, is physical. Is it real? Yeah, I've heard that too. Oliver, good to see you. I've heard that too, Oliver. Hey, the lovely Sherry is here. Good to see you, beautiful Sherry. All right. By the way, everyone, a quick note. Our good buddy Cardinal Sin says tomorrow he will be celebrating. Congrats, Gil, on your 700 subscribers. He will have a 700 subscriber celebration tomorrow. The huge order you spurred me to purchase will be unboxed. Oh, okay, cool. And that will be 5 p.m. Central. I'm not sure when I'll be home tomorrow, Gil, but whenever I am, I'll definitely try to get over there. And congrats to you, buddy. Keep on keeping on. Athena said, I tried to watch Eternals when it first came out on streaming. I could not even make it past the first 15 minutes before. Yeah, it's a piece of garbage. Just the worst. Easily the worst one, hands down. But I hated Shang-Chi as well. So, here you go. 27 Eternals, 26 Captain Marvel, 25 Shang-Chi at 1 star, 24 Black Widow at 1 star. There's Snop. Minimus is here. Yo, what's up, Minimasness? So I've got Black Widow at 24. It's in bad company. It's really nothing really particularly good about it. It has a lot of stupid shit in it. So yeah, it's a shame. We're still in the 1-star categories here, folks. I have at number 23, I have Iron Man 3. Not everyone agrees on this, but Iron Man 3 is a turd blossom. Iron Man 3 is a disgrace. It's a joke. There's so many things, and that movie could have been so good. Some movies don't have a lot going for them. Iron Man 3, and it was absolutely terrible, in my opinion. I don't know. Just me. I know some people like it. I guess some people like it, right? There are people who like Iron Man 3. Am I wrong? What do y'all think about Iron Man 3? Am I the only one? Come on now. You can tell me. You can be honest. Okay. Sorry, I was just fixing one of my order got messed up. All right. Okay. So, straightening my order out. Something got my list got all messed up there. Okay. Anyway, here we go. So I got Iron Man 3 at number 23. At number 22, so Hunger Boy disagrees, says it's not bottom tier. He doesn't like it. And Sherry says Iron Man wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst. Yeah, I don't have it. Remember, it's pretty low. I got to admit, but I don't have it at the worst. But here's one. Here's the shocker. Probably here's the next one that's coming up. I don't know if it's going to get me some shock or what. I think it got me some shock before. Because remember, we're still down in the bottom. We're ranking these movies, worst to first. So, and I'll recap to this point here. All right. Worst, starting with number 27, because there are 27 movies now. I'm counting them right. Eternals is the worst at 27. Next, at 26, Captain Marvel. Next, Shang-Chi at number 25. Next, Black Widow at number 24. And at number 23 is Iron Man 3. Now at 22 is Black Panther. And some of these movies, just like Iron Man 3, I rate it so low because it could have been so much better. JD Lewis, good to see you. Black Panther was a disgrace from not just the bad effects and the lack of any kind of good action. Hey, Max Redstone, good to see you there, bro. Black Panther ruined the character of T'Challa for me. I hated him. That movie, he was so good in Civil War, played by Chadwick Boseman. The characterization is terrible. It was all about his little sister. It's a terrible origin. The movie is absolutely terrible. The only thing that keeps him where it is on this list is because, yes, it's not quite as bad as some of those other ones I just named. But Black Panther is a god-awful, terrible, probably one of the most overrated movies ever made. Certainly in our era. And I can't think of really one good thing I like about it. That's why it's down here in the 1-star basement with these other movies, with Iron Man 3, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Captain Marvel, and Eternals. So number 21, also a 1-star affair, is Iron Man 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, I do, Hungry Boy. I'll stand by it too. I made sure I stood by this list. I didn't make very many revisions from when I did the show before. And no, yeah, I do. Okay, number 21 again, Iron Man 2. If you could understand a word Mickey Rourke is saying in this friggin' crappy movie, and what a way to botch Demon in a Bottle. They absolutely took, again, like Marvel always does with these movies, cherry picking bits from all kind of different comic books. Way to take something like, yeah, Iron Man 2 is also boring. Exactly, J-Man. They did so many unbelievably stupid things in Iron Man 2. Number one, Mickey Rourke he's got the name of Ivan Vanko, whatever, of the Crimson Dynamo, but they gave him the MO and the name and the code name of Whiplash. They amalgamated two villains when that wasn't necessary. And they called him Whiplash. It was idiotic, and this was before Feige started screwing with things. This was Favreau. We got to see a few good things in there. We got to see Black Widow up here. But the movie has no story. The Demon in the Bottle is horribly handled in this thing. Oh, that's cool. We can disagree. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing there, Hungry Boy. I hear you. But good God, it's just, to me, Iron Man 2 is a bad movie. So now up to 20. Number 20. Get ready for another shock. Hungry Boy, you're going to have to get ready for another shock right here, dude. But I definitely will give you all reasons for every rating. You will have my reasons. They might not be good enough, but you'll have them. Number 20. Is Thor Ragnarok. Yes, Cardinal Sin, I couldn't agree more. Demon in a Bottle would have been a very good idea. They played around with it in Iron Man 2 and ruined it. Made a joke of it, and it was stupid. It was garbage. The movie sucks. It might be worse than Iron Man 3 in some ways, to be honest with you. I'm always up and down on that. Hello there, Jill. Good to see you. Read the first half of the first Trek comic. Some of the wording is funny in a good way, as the Sentient Planets. Well, yeah, those comics were written with people who really had never seen Star Trek. Cardinal Sin? I've heard that. I've not seen Morbius either, but I've heard that. Okay, so number 20 is Thor Ragnarok, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, I enjoyed it when I first saw it a little bit, but Thor Ragnarok was an unfunny deconstruction piece of crap that makes Thor a buffoon, They do stupid shit like, first of all, they kill Odin. They kill Odin. Then they make a joke out of Thor. They take, what's her face? Hela destroys his hammer. By the way, she's not Thor's sister either. That's stupid. She's let's see, and she's hot and everything, but still, the movie. It's just the movie's idiotic. This film makes Thor just a buffoon. He says, "You're not the god of hammers." Later, you're not the god of hammers. In other words, his powers mean nothing now because they took Mjolnir away, destroyed Mjolnir. Then just to contradict it later when he has to make Stormbreaker. But he did it for a laugh. Taika Waititi did it for a laugh because he's a jackass. I got it rated at one and a half stars, only because some of the Jack Kirby imagery in it is fun to watch. Some of the big fight with Hulk is pretty fun. Some of his interactions with fun. I mean, with Hulk, all that stuff's pretty good and enjoyable, but it doesn't fix the fact that everything about this movie is a downer piece of crap that trashes the character of Thor and sets him way back past his first movie. All the growth in the first movie of Thor. Even the next one, we'll get to Dark World in a minute. Yeah, they got Hela as Thor's sister in this stupid thing. Okay. Number 19. Well, let me recap. Every now and then I'll recap. So from worst to first, 20 Eternals at 27. 26, Captain Marvel. 25, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Bangles. 24, Black Widow. 23, Iron Man 3. 22, Black Panther. 21, Iron Man 2. And 20 is Thor Ragnarok. And number 19, also at 1.5 stars, is Thor the Dark World. Pretty much speaks for itself, but the biggest sin of Thor the Dark World is that it's boring. I mean, that's really the biggest sin. And, there are a couple of so-so action sequences, but it's a crashing bore. It doesn't, if Thor pretty much acts normally, acts like Thor in it at least. It's just a kind of a nothing burger of a story. If you're not a big fan of the Natalie Portman crap, which I really am not, it kind of messes with you a little bit. And it's not good. It's not a good movie, don't get me wrong. But it's just kind of there. The ones I mentioned, I think are all worse. I'm sorry. I think they all do more damage and they're all shittier than Thor. But here, I only got it at 1.5 stars. So it's bad. It sucks. I just think it's a little less sucky. Yeah, Malekith looked like crap, no question about it. I mean, Christopher Eccleston's a good actor, but to cast him as Malekith and not really use him, the movie's boring, and that's its biggest sin. But the other movies that I've named so far are really worse than even boring. They trash what their characters pretty much. Yeah, Kat Dennings does make it fun to watch too. I'll give you that one as well, Hungry Boy. Okay. Number 18. Spiderman Far From Home. Ugh. We're still in bad territory here. I only give it a 1.5 star. And my scale, by the way, is 5 stars. So, hey, Purple Valkyrie, what's up? Oh, good to see you, Purple. I know it's very late over there for you. Love you, dear. Great to see you. We need to hang out and talk soon. But you do I know you're doing a lot of late night streaming now, so I don't want to bug you, but let me know when you can hang soon. And great to see you. All right, Spider-Man Far From Good. Spider-Man Far From Home at number 18. That movie is so boring. Another one that's boring, full of a lot of dumb shit in it. And just fails to be interesting or entertaining in any way. And Nick Fury's terrible in it. Mysterio is kind of okay, then they kill him. It's just a waste. Another waste of Why? What are you doing with this film? Apollome's Minion and Pupper. Good to see you, my dear. So, Spider-Man Far From Home is poo-poo. I agree with that, Cardinal Sin. She is not the real, not Mary Jane anyway. Hey, Captain James T. Skywalker. Good to see you there, brother. So, at number 17, I have right behind it Spider-Man Homecoming. Another, another 1.5 star movie for me. Spider-Man Homecoming has a few things going for it. We're now getting into the territory where there's something here and there that I kind of liked. Michael Keaton's great as his Vulture character, even though he's pretty different from the comic book version, of course. There are a couple of good scenes here and there, but I'm just not a big fan of the Iron Spider Boy thing. Thank you, Purple. The Iron Spider Boy stuff, I like Tom Holland fine. I like him fine. He's good. Nothing against him. Vulture's good. There's the movie itself is it has entertaining moments, but it's really tough for me to get into Spider Boy with this tech stuff. Yeah, it's too much of the kiddie stuff in it for me. When he was buried under the stuff, I knew Found Him Outsider might mention that. I did like that scene where they had an homage to Ditko where he throws up when he throws the building off of himself, but I still don't think it's a very good movie. And I probably should have given it a little bit more than 1 star. I mean, you could give it 2 stars, I guess, just for some of the good stuff in it. Here you go. I'll change it to 1. I'll give it an extra star because I'm so nice. But yeah. Yeah, it's just not. Okay. Number 16 is The Incredible Hulk. I know you didn't say that. Phantom, I got you, buddy. I understood you. The Incredible Hulk, if you want to judge it on apologies, it's a great apology for the horrible Ang Lee Hulk film from 2003. What's his name? What's his face? Ed Norton is a pretty good Bruce Banner. I wish we'd have kept him instead of what's his face that we got later, but it's neither here nor there. On balance, the movie's just okay. There's some entertaining bits. There are entertaining elements. Yeah, at least he's fighting some version of the Abomination. But on balance, it's not. It's just decent. Now we're up into I gave it 2 stars. We're in the 2-star range of movies, which are okay movies, fairly entertaining, decent enough movies, but with flaws and problems. Norton, you are a knucklehead, Norton. Ed Norton. Why, I oughta bang zoom. So Ed Norton's good in it. There's some good moments, but again, another missed opportunity at the very end. Yes, it's 5. It's 5, J-Man. At the very end, they start like they're out going to introduce the leader, Samuel Stearns, played by a pretty good actor. I forget that guy's name. And then we never get him. We never get him again. Yes, it has a Lou Ferrigno cameo, and they even play some of the Incredible Hulk TV show music in there. So, at number 15, another 2-star, when I have Ant-Man and the Wasp. It could have been called The Wasp and Ant-Man. There's some mildly amusing bits in it. I kind of like that we had like a version of Bill Foster in it. There's some kind of funny stuff, but it's largely like The Incredible Hulk, mostly a forgettable movie. And again, it's got some wokiness and I mean, it's got funny stuff too. But it's got some wokey stuff in there, and it's still too much of the girl power stuff with the Wasp. But I love the Wasp. I don't even mind what Evangeline Lilly. Love her. I think she's great. But the movie, for the most part, was just again, mildly entertaining. I didn't hate it, as some people did. I just didn't think it was particularly great. There are a lot of worse movies, obviously. So I gave it 2 stars. It's at It's sitting at number 18. Excuse me, number 15. So recounting back to 15 is 27 Eternals, 26 Captain Marvel, 25 Shang-Chi, 24 Black Widow, 23 Iron Man 3, 22 Black Panther, 21 Iron Man 2, 20 Thor Ragnarok, 19 Thor Dark World, 18 Spiderman Far From Home, 17 Spider-Man Homecoming, 16 The Incredible Hulk, 15 Ant-Man and the Wasp. And now for number 14. Another, well, now we're into the 2.5 star rating, excuse me. We got a couple 2.5 star movies up here. My number 14, folks, is Thor. The first Thor film. 2.5 stars. I mean, I thought it fell apart a little bit in its last act. But for the most part, especially that whole first part of the half of the, I love the first half of the Thor movie, all the Asgard stuff. Even got one little scene where he's wearing the helmet. Thank you. They've really regressed the character since then, pretty much a little bit, but a lot lately. But Hemsworth is really great in it, and not so big on the old Natalie Portman character much, but it is really it's a pretty good film, I think. Therefore, I'm going 5. My rating is 5 stars. 5's the highest rating there, Hunger Boy. So, Thor is almost a solid film. I think it I do believe it falls apart in the last act a little bit, but there's a lot of really good stuff into it. Now we're getting into the part of the list where there are movies I genuinely like with different criticisms, right? Agreed, lovely Sherry. What's her face? Natalie Portman was not particularly great. I'm with you there. I like the first Thor movie since it explores a redemption story arc. Yes, pretty well. I agree with that, Kal-El. I liked it too. It's a very likable movie, very enjoyable. It was cool seeing the Destroyer, like you say, Hungry Boy. I think it's almost a solid movie, but it has its faults, in my opinion. But now we're somewhere on the list where I'm actually liking these movies a little bit better. Because it was many years I was really looking forward to each one of these movies. And now we're in that stage. Number 13, I've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Very entertaining. I don't think we'll talk about the first one later. I think the first one is far more entertaining. Still does a good job of using some of the music. Kurt Russell is really a lot of fun in the film, even though what they did with Ego the Living Planet, I'm kind of, not super sanguine about what they did with Ego, but still, it's pretty entertaining in that respect. It's a fun movie. I got it at 2.5 stars because it's not a perfect film. I don't think it's, I think it's a bit uneven. There's some great action set pieces to music that are wonderful to watch. J-Man, thanks for being here, bro. I hope you feel better, buddy. You take care, man. Yeah. So, yeah, I like, hey, Pop Culture Republic, good to see you. Good to see you there, my friend. Yes, on the most part, yeah, but I still find it to be a pretty enjoyable overall film. I liked it enough. Again, we're in the part of the list now where we're talking about movies I genuinely like that have maybe things wrong with them here and there, mind you, but Number 12, and this is a movie that could easily be farther back on the list. It's got too many things that are good in it and too many things that are bad in it. I got 12. I got Avengers Endgame. Sometimes I hate this movie. Sometimes I love it. This is one of the most, this movie for me is a series of bad choices, but a lot of good choices too. It's got a bunch of great scenes, and the movie should never have been made. It's an absolute mistake. It was a terrible ending to the Marvel Universe. Some of the scenes are irresistibly fun. Seeing all these characters finally getting together, doing so many things. It couldn't have been more wrong-headed in almost everything it did. And yet these people are we've loved them over these years and these characters so much. It is fun. If you take your mind off of some of those other things, it's really fun. But it's so frustrating, some of the bullshit this movie does to this wonderful franchise. It's really frustrating, this movie. It'd be higher. I'd have it higher up. I'd have it way at the top. But there's so many things in it that are just, why, God, why? Why did you do that? Don't do this. But that big final battle scene, and especially, look, Cap, let me tell you something. You can say what you want about any movie, but when a movie has this effect on me, the scene, and I kind of all knew it was coming when Cap picks up Mjolnir and beats the crap out of Thanos. I was a friggin' 8-year-old yelling, jumping up and down in my seat, going insane. I don't care who knows it. I was a basket case. I couldn't believe how it was. Oh my God. And of course, Thor's reaction to it was great, was perfect. And that scene is just so wonderful. And then you add a compliment to that scene by it looks like they're all about to face that army by themselves, the few of them, and you hear Sam, Cap, on your left, and when you see all the heroes coming back, it makes me it makes me lose every time I lose it. Something about it, they got it so right. And I agree with Jill. The stuff they did to Star-Lord in Endgame was inexcusable, and actually in Infinity War, what they did to him, it was inexcusable. He ruined everything in Infinity War. That's what I'm saying. So many bad things in this movie. So I can only give it 2.5 stars, and it's at number 12, but there's so many wonderful bits in this movie as well. Which I should hate it even more for doing that to my emotions. So number 11 is Ant-Man. The first Ant-Man film. And I got it at a solid 3 stars. The first Ant-Man film, we got a super chat from Cardinalson. I got to go decompress for today and get ready for tomorrow. Keep it on, my friend. I hope you can pop up tomorrow. Hail Clobberin Times. Well, hail Cardinal Sin. And everyone, I'll keep telling everybody about it. Cardinal, about your 700 subscriber show. Congrats on 700. I hope to see you there tomorrow. Have a great stream there and go get some rest, brother. Thank you so much for that. You're too kind. Avengers Assembled drove me crazy, J.D. Lewis. I cheered, man. I cheered, brother. But I thought Ant-Man was a lot of fun. The first Ant-Man film. Goofy fun, silly stuff, but clever. And I thought Paul Rudd was really good in it. But that's just me. It worked for me. Especially when you get a cameo from Garrett Morris. I is Ant-Man. Oh, my God. The Garrett Morris cameo in Ant-Man was so fantastic. Oh, my God. That almost made the movie for me, really. Oh, my God. That was great. Let's see here. So that's your top 11. Excuse me. That's 11 to 27. I'll recap that one more time, and then we'll do the top 10. Number 27 at a 0 minus is Eternals. Number 26 at a 0 minus is Captain Marvel. Number 25, I've got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Bangles at a pretty much a 1 star, just trying to be nice to it. At 24, I got Black Widow at 1 star. I've got 23, I've got Iron Man 3 at 1 star. I've got at 22, I have Black Panther at 1 star. At 21, I got Iron Man 2 at 1 star. At number 20, I have Thor Ragnarok at 1.5. At 19, I have Thor: The Dark World at 1.5. At 18, I've got Spiderman Far From Home, 1.5. At 17, I've got Spider-Man Homecoming at 2 stars. And at 16, I've got The Incredible Hulk at 2 stars. At 15, I've got Ant-Man and the Wasp at 2 stars. Some of those 2 stars are almost interchangeable, really. At number 14, I've got Thor at 2.5 stars. At number 13, I've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 at 2.5 stars. At number 12, I've got Avengers Endgame at 2.5 stars. And at number 11, I've got Ant-Man at 3 stars. So, Mark D, what's up, dude? Good to see you, buddy. So, number 10, folks. Time for that top 10. And I'll take a time out here. Mark D, you're probably busy, dude, but if you want, you're welcome to pop in, man. It's up to you, of course. I know you're a busy feller. I'll let you decide. Because I got a top 10 to go through here. Yeah, no pressure, dude. If you're busy, want you to have the invite. Okay, there we go. Is ready for the. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Damn, my coffee got cold. It messed me up. Max Rich. Oh dear. Okay, number 10, folks. Spider-Man No Way Home. At a solid 3 stars, rather. I got it at a solid 3. A lot of people love that movie way more than I did. I did like it. It was refreshing to see them just make a movie to try to be entertaining rather than preaching, which was cool. Just another red shirt. Good to see you there, buddy. However, there were a lot of really stupid things in Spider-Man No Way Home that I laid out in my review of it that did not make sense. I think we were so glad to get a movie that was fun that we made a lot of allowances for it, which is perfectly fine. I mean, look, I got it at number 10. That's high. It was a lot more solid entertainment than some of those other ones, for sure. And especially that ending was really cool. It's a solid, entertaining film all the way through. I don't love it as much as some of the ones before it, obviously. But I think I got it for me, because some of the stuff they did with Doctor Strange, the stupid things he had to do to make this. When you have to do really something stupid in your plot, to make your story work, and you can't come up with another way to make your story work, it always kind of gnaws at me a little bit. I mean, I can be forgiving, but so Spider-Man No Way Home was kind of that for me. So, number 9 is Captain America Civil War, coming in at 3 stars. Okay. It's good to see you, red shirt, by the way. I don't like the Civil War comic that it's loosely based on. I thought it was a mistake to do a movie basing any of its elements on Civil War comic. Nevertheless, they did a pretty good job. The ending's not very satisfying, but there are a lot of. This one is just kind of fun. This is one of those movies that it's not much of a story. They did some things to the characters that wasn't 100% sanguine about, but it has a lot of great action set pieces with the characters. After a kind of a clumsy one at the beginning of the film, which was clumsy, and it has one of the greatest superhero battles you're probably ever going to see. Superheroes, look, if you're a superhero geek, if you grew up loving comics in the Silver and Bronze Age, one of the things you love is to see superheroes fighting each other. It's just a thing you love. It goes with being a superhero comic book fan, at least in my opinion, it does. And that big fight at the airport was just so much fun. I mean, it's like a 15-something minute segment or whatever, season, like that. And it is, I mean, it is at that point, yes, Civil War, Cardinal. At that point, we'd never seen anything like it. Superheroes fighting other superheroes. Because the fun thing about that is they're friends, so they try not to hurt each other. They know they're each other heroes. It was just sheer fun. That made me feel like a kid. And when a buddy of mine who went to see Civil War, we're sitting there, we avoided all info about it, so we didn't know. When Ant-Man is about to turn into Giant Man, if you hadn't seen it yet, too bad of a spoiler show. When Ant-Man is about to turn into Giant Man, I looked at my friend, we both looked at, no, he's not going to do it. He's not. No. There's no way we're getting Giant Man. No way. And when he became Giant Man, we were, again, like I mentioned earlier, we just became a couple of 8-year-olds going crazy. It was like, we're so happy. And we're just laughing our ass off, just giggling like little kids, just going crazy. The Giant Man moment was wonderful. Oh, my God. It's, again, that's just a fun, great scene in an otherwise mostly dreary movie. Now, the battle before that, where they spring Bucky from that security place, that was also pretty good. A lot of great stuff in that one as well. And it's not a very even film, but there's a lot of good stuff in it. And I thought Tom Holland was at his best in this one, pretty much for the most part. Even though I don't like Iron Spider-Boy stuff that much. Oliver says, Clobby, I asked Mark Millar on his concept of Civil War. He told me that he was influenced by the American Civil War and thought that he could pit Marvel heroes versus, yes, and I hate the idea. I hate everything about the comic book of Civil War. I'm sorry, that's just me, but that's not what superheroes are for. I don't think you need to ground them that much in reality. It's always been a problem for me. I don't like his at the very core concept of that comic book is anathema to me, personally. Oliver, I know other people like it. I hate the idea, and so I just couldn't get into it. And they didn't really do a lot of that in this movie, just some of it. Linzer, good to see you. So that's number 9. At 3 stars, Captain America, Civil War. At number 8, I've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. I'm at 3 stars. It's weird. This is a weird one for me. I never really cared a damn for this particular iteration of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I kind of like the old silverish, mostly Bronze Age version a lot better than this, and I still was never like one of my favorite comics or anything. When they only really got their own comic for us as a series in the 80s, I think the Jim Valentino run, it was not particularly my bag, but I liked that group of Guardians. When this group came along, which is, back in the in the 2000s or whatever, it never really interested me that much. And I was told by some people who were fans of it, it's good and everything, and I have every respect for that. But I went in with no dog in the race. I saw the trailers like, wow, that looks pretty silly. They're going to really put Rocket Raccoon and Groot. I know they were in the comic, but wow. But you know what? If you can pull it off, you can pull it off. And they made, yes, it is an overly silly. There's some scenes that make me cringe. Now, I got a good buddy of mine who disagrees. He loves the comic book version, and therefore he hates that movie. He thinks that movie has too much potty humor. He thinks it has too much cheap humor. He's just, and he's right about one thing. They turned Star-Lord from a no-nonsense space cop into a horny man-child. He's not like, Star-Lord is not like he is in the comic. But I'm sorry, Chris Pratt's Star-Lord is still very likable and entertaining until they ruined him in Infinity War and Endgame for me. But he's still entertaining. The movie has great character chemistry, great humor. It's just a lot of fun. And the mix of that wonderful musical soundtrack. I mean, I still, just today I was listening to music from that soundtrack and the soundtrack from the second movie. I listen to that music all the time. I love those soundtracks. I love the way they incorporate some great music into that. let's say, sucking up to millennials using so much classic. It might be cheap, but they got me. I'm not a millennial, but they got me, Hungry Boy. I really enjoyed it. And I thought the movie was a lot of fun, a little dopey for sure. You're not in trouble at all, Hungry Boy. How many times do I have to tell you, dude? All opinions are welcome here, except from Phantom Outsider. Phantom Outsider is not entitled to his own opinion. He has to agree with me on everything, but the rest of you can disagree all you want. I'm just kidding, Phantom. You're good, dude. Let's see here. Oops. But I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was just a lot of fun. I think there's only one scene. They went too far with the stupid dance-off thing at the end. I'm like, all right, cut it out with that stuff. The dance-off thing's a little bit much, but it's still a fun movie. A lot of fun. I've enjoyed every time I watch it. I've watched it quite a bit. And when you can make me really care about a character like Rocket, which I never really cared much for him in the comics one way or the other, and then they did a good job with Groot. They did a wonderful job of making you fall in love with these characters. So I really enjoy it. What's up, dude?
Hey, thank you for the invite. Yeah,
I don't know, man. If you're busy, I don't know if you were busy or not. Just
I was watching
pop in.
Yellowstone or Jellystone with the wife, and we watched derail the conversation. But we watched number 9, and I'm like, there's gonna be a cliffhanger. You're gonna have to watch it number 10. So that's why I'm an hour late.
Nope. Well, you're never late, man. It's good to see you.
Highly recommend Yellowstone. Yeah,
I'm almost done with the list anyway. So
yeah, no, it's all good. No, but you're talking Guardians. So that's
right.
One of my all-time favorites, and that the fun thing about that was what a surprise was how good it was when you watch it in the movie theater the first time. You're like, wow, this is actually good. How did they pull this off?
Pasta Pope. Actually, that's not Machine Man, J.T. Skywalker, unless you're just kidding. That's the recorder from the Hercules miniseries. I can see why you would say sort of looks like Machine Man.
Yeah, I think there's a little Kirby influence in that design, I'm sure, right?
But anyway, so number 8 is that was okay. But number 8 was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 at 3 stars. Number 7. This is controversial. I don't know. This is controversial the other way because I seem like one of the few that likes this movie a lot. Avengers: Age of Ultron at 3 stars.
That's
a lot of this movie gets hello, Andy Masterson. Good to see you, buddy. Yep, the recorder from Rigel. There you go, Andy. Good to see you, man.
Yep.
See, I like him. Look, it has its faults, but I really loved Avengers: Age of Ultron. It's fortunately it's not really based on a comic by the same name. It just uses the name. Here's things I don't like. I hate having Tony Stark create Ultron, Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, rather than Hank Pym. I hate Feige and Whedon for doing that shite, and whomever forced that decision. But what do you do? You can't have
introduced
everything.
Pym at that point, or
no, they hadn't. But I still hate it. They should have put.
I know you don't
put
like
him in earlier.
it, but yeah, I guess they
put him in earlier
because
so
that was
that
subplot with his engrams going. That was so cool with Ultron. The original.
They did this so they could make everything in this universe about Tony Stark. Tony Stark. Yeah. Tony Stark. It's the Starkverse. I get it. And but leave that aside. This movie has all kinds. I mean, look, if you want to see a movie, and this is what I want to see when I see an Avengers movie, a movie chock full of superheroes doing superhero-y stuff and hanging out, and palling around like superheroes do. And they weren't, at this point, it wasn't a joke fest. It was jokey. It had the jokes and the humor, but it had a serious story. Yeah, it had great humor. The humor had not, Whedon, jackass though he is, and Buffy was a great show. I love Angel and Firefly, and I love the first Avengers movie, and I love this. The guy was capable of doing good stuff. It's just he's a jerk off. And I think one of the things I like most about this movie is, yes, it's a real long fight in Sokovia. But it was early on the heels of a piece of garbage called Man of Steel, where one of the criticisms of Man of Steel that Whedon had launched at it was he said, superheroes are just punching each other. I mean, Superman, quote unquote, fake Superman in that movie is punching people in the buildings and they're just destroying everything. In this one, He says superhero fights would definitely cause a lot of damage, but superheroes rescue people. So they go out of their way, showing time and again these superheroes and the Avengers saving people. And Captain America, they're heroes. They're not just superpowered idiots. Which
did Damage Control show up in that movie at one point?
No, they were not in it.
No,
that was not until Homecoming.
Okay.
So you got a lot of fun, a lot of great action, and Spader's terrific, I think, as Ultron. I thought he did a great job. And you get to see you get introduced to the Vision. It sucked that they killed Quicksilver, even though I hate Quicksilver in the comics. They shouldn't have killed him like that quick. We get Scarlet Witch, though. This movie has a lot on its plate, introducing us to a lot of things. I think it does it pretty well.
And then coming off of that huge success of the Avengers too, it's always tough to, try to top or equal that past, success.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people don't like it, but I loved it.
Yeah, a lot of people. I think people are coming around to it now in later years, saying it's not as bad. Taking a second look at it. But when it first came out, people were kind of like, it's meh. I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it. And that opening scene, I love that opening scene, that opening fight where they're acting as the Avengers together. You're like, how cool is this? Because in the last movie, you only really saw them as that in that last scene, and it was it's great. Well, on the Avengers, I should say. And when you get them, that first scene with the Hulk and they're going, attacking the castle there, and like this is straight out of the comics.
Hungry Boy did not like Spider. Did not like Spader.
Yeah, well, I was going to say he takes. Sometimes I don't like the celebrity voices doing these guys because then every time I hear him, I hear James Spader instead of hearing Ultron. So sometimes I actually like in the cartoons and things when they're unknowns who have to be a great voice actor too, but where it doesn't pull you out of it because he's got such a distinctive voice.
Yeah, but see, he's the point of his character. And I don't. Hopefully, Keanu never really will try to be Blackadder. There, you're scaring me there, Hungry Boy. But. No, but he's supposed to be the mirror image of Tony Stark's mind. That's why he's snarky. I mean, if he were not like that, I would say another actor, but Spader pulled it off because he's supposed to be Mr. Smartass Tony Stark's, basic mind. He's supposed to talk.
The smartass is okay, but I'm just saying the voice. He's just because he's got such a distinctive voice. You kind of pull.
Not to me. I was just like another actor.
Yeah. That's just a pet peeve of mine. It always sometimes it pulls me out, especially some of these movies where they're like these animated kids films. Like they try to get all these, superstars to, animate, the voice, be the voice, the voices. I'm like, give some voice actors a chance. It's really not a draw to go see the movies like that, I think, but they do it anyway. So
to be fair, Spader's Ultron sucked due to Whedon quip crap. Well, like I said, Whedon quip crap is there in that movie, but it's kind of funny. Whedon quip crap got worse after he left, in my opinion. It was bad already. And he wasn't even there anymore, and they were doing it. So, anyway, my number 6. Number 6 is at 3 stars. Doctor Strange. Keely Chow, hey there, good to see you, Keely.
Hey, Keely.
I really loved this movie a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. I was surprised by it. Benedict Cumberbatch is a wienerhead now. But
a goldfish, we call him the goldfish next to
goldfish,
Raquel.
Yeah, he's but he's a great actor. I think.
Oh, he's great.
I think he was perfect for. I mean, back when they were talking about all these other guys for Doctor Strange, like Joaquin Phoenix and these other dudes, I'm like, man, they need to cast Cumberbatch. So, yeah, that's true. That's true. True, Hungry Boy. So I was shocked when he actually got the role, right? And he did, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I think this is one of the better origin movies. Excuse me. I think they did a great job. There's so many wonderful visual moments in it. Yes, it gets a little bit established a little too quickly, but they were in a hurry. There was the origin movie. They needed to get him going, and they did. I thought they did a fine job telling the story. It was highly entertaining. I really liked his casting.
Yeah, because that's the person everyone's calling for to be cast, and you got it right. One of the few times you get it. Like with FF, we're all asking for the husband and wife. And I'm drawing a blank on who fish Max Redstone.
Max,
the guy from the Office, and who Oh God, who's
Oh, I don't know. John Krasinski. That's never.
yeah,
Why don't people
it's
talk
never
about
gonna
this? Never
happen.
gonna
But and
happen.
his wife, yeah, because they would be
Ugh.
perfect together in
People,
those roles. I mean,
dream casting always bores me because, like, yeah, they would be, but we're not gonna get a say in it. So
but they did it with Cumberbatch at least. So
in this one, yeah, but yeah, I guess that was a different time.
yeah.
Now it won't
Oh, he's
happen.
perfect. He's perfect for and,
Now we know
and
what
if
he
you
would
haven't
be.
watched Sherlock too, I mean, he was so
Oh, great
fantastic in
show.
Sherlock. So
So we're about to go to the about to start the top five. I will again recap uh, the 27 down to 6, and that is, of course, Eternals at 27. 26, Crafton Marble. 25, Shang-Chi and the Legend of His Stupid Bangle Bracelets. 24, Black Widow. 23, Iron Man 3, Audience Nothing. 22, Black Panther's Silly Sister. 21, Iron Man 2, Audience Still Nothing. 20, Thor Ragnarok. 19, Thor the Dork World. 18, Spiderman Far From Good. Excuse me. 17, Spider-Man Homecoming. 17, The Incredible Hulk. 15, Ant-Man and the Wasp. 14, Thor. 13, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 12, Avengers Endgame. 11, Ant-Man. 10, Spider-Man No Way Home. 9, Captain America Civil War. 8, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. 7, Avengers Age of Ultron. 6, Doctor Strange. At number 5, Captain America the First Avenger. Weighing in at, well, Doctor Strange was at 3.5, and so was this one. 3.5 stars for Captain America the First Avenger. This is one of the most beautiful origin stories ever done for any character ever. Much like Doctor Strange's is really well done origin. This movie is beautiful. I love it. You could not tell Cap's origin any better, in my opinion. I don't know how you could, really. Perfectly cast. The only thing that chops it a little bit in some ways, and my friend Michael Fresh and I talk about this a lot, he has a lot more problems with it than I do. And I do understand where he comes from. The last quarter of the film seems like an action montage is kind of chopped up a little bit here and there. That could have been, and I agree, it would have benefited by another
scene. We
20,
mentioned that
maybe
last
10,
night.
15 minutes.
We needed Duggan and crew to kick ass with Cap. Just on like one regular mission.
Yeah, we needed a little bit more.
Yeah, one more mission would have been cool.
We needed a little bit more from it. I agree with him on that.
To develop Cap more, because then you don't realize what a badass. The montage never.
Yeah,
it kind of tries to show he's a badass, but just to show how gritty and
well,
how the whole crew, what great soldiers they were.
Not just that. You needed a scene in the script to let us know that this war's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
By the time you get to the end of the film, you feel like, oh, he's only been capped for 20 minutes. No, you needed to. Joe Johnston kind of stumbled a little bit on that, but still, I love.
Oh yeah.
This movie. I mean, that's a minor consideration.
Yeah, and they tell him to look at the Batman, so they probably said keep the runtime down too, right?
Yeah. This is so much better than that drivel, but I hear what you're saying. But yeah, so Captain America: The First Avenger is just one. I mean, again, that was at a time. And look, it's funny when I was doing my show back then when that Chris Evans and Joe Johnston said some really stupid things in magazines and in interviews. I was not going to go see it. I was contemplating going, should I go see this thing? They're pissing me off. They're saying stupid shite, anti-American crap even, and I was kind of upset, and I was like, you know what? I liked him as Human Torch, but I don't know if he's kind of I don't know about casting this guy as Cap. Whatever. So I asked some friends on Facebook, like, should I go watch it? Of course, all the smart asses are going, yeah, watch it. So you could pitch about it at least. So I went in thinking, I don't know. I mean, I love The Rocketeer by Joe Johnston, but I went in thinking, but anyway, loved it, and I was so happy to have those fears allayed, and It's just one of. I mean, that's one. We're now in the territory of these movies I can watch and have watched over and over again. This is a great, wonderful. This is one of the wonderful superhero films.
Lucky to get it when because we first got that. Let's say what was the first really good Marvel movie? Now going back was Iron Man, and then you're like, wow, they can actually pull it off. And then didn't they have a Cap shield and that extra scene in the ice in the end of Iron Man? Or maybe it was a cut scene. I think it was on the
Iron
DVD.
Man 2, there was a cut scene.
Or was Iron Man 2? Yeah, and then you're like, how are they going to pull off? I hope they pull off Cap, and they did it. I mean, they got the character, they got Chris Evans, and I could keep doing this forever. That line, and it was just so
do this
well
all
done.
day.
Yeah, and do this all day. Yep.
J.D. Lewis is his favorite one. So number 4 is coming in at 4 stars is Iron Man, the original, the best. This is the one that started it all in 2008. I was going in. First of all, I was like, an Iron Man movie? That's nice, but who's going to go see that? But I said, you know what? I'll go. I'm a geek, so I'll go.
Yeah.
If it's not Tom Cruise. And there was threats of Tom Cruise.
Oh, there was.
On.
That's right. Yeah.
And I'm
that's
like,
true.
if Tom Cruise is there, I'm not going. I don't care if it is Iron Man. But so already when I go to see Iron Man 8, I'm going in with the relief of knowing that I really didn't care about Robert Downey Jr. one way or the other. I knew he was a good actor. I wasn't very excited or unhappy. I was like, okay, we'll see. And then of course they got me right in the first couple of seconds when they're doing the little flashback scene of him gambling at the casino when he was supposed to be getting an award, and in the background music you're hearing which of course is the little bitty homage to the old 60s cartoon theme song for the old Iron Man cartoon. And when I heard that, I bust out laughing. This is going to be good. I can't believe that
people had no idea why you were laughing.
Oh yeah,
Who's this weirdo?
Why is this guy laughing?
Wearing the
What
geek
hell's
T-shirt.
wrong with him? Yeah, you think? You think I was?
I
was wearing
complained
my
to the
Iron Man
people in my
shirt.
movie theater.
There you go.
What's this guy laughing for? Yeah.
And so this movie, I mean, again, if I have any complaint, is that I wish it had been like 10 or 15 minutes longer with more Iron Man stuff. But it beautifully tells the origin. And by the way, I don't agree with the philosophy of this movie. And here's the thing, not getting political. I don't agree with what Tony Stark, this anti-weapons crap, this peace thing garbage. I totally don't agree with him. I think he's full of shit. He's blaming things on his own weapons when blaming weapons is a nut job philosophy and ideology that I don't subscribe to. Weapons aren't evil, and I think he's full of shit. And I still love the movie.
He did that they did in the comics eventually.
They did it a little bit in comics too, and I don't agree with it there either.
Yep.
Yeah, he made weapons. He was right when he was telling, the big, it's best to have the bigger weapons. But no, that's Hollywood idiocy for you. And still, I love the movie. I'm just saying, I could love a movie. It's not being woke. I just think it was being wrong. It's not like wokeism today. But again, I've seen it in many movies where I don't agree with a lot of the bullshit in their basic philosophy and still love the movie.
Well, plus it was explainable as his character evolved too. Like that was a character evolution, right? Because if you're this,
and he still used weapons, by the way.
Yeah. So it's not. And of course, that's when they had the repulsor rays that wouldn't quote unquote kill anyone. So, but it's just part of the it fit his character to a certain extent. But he's got all kinds of. He's got all kinds of weapons. I know. Right. Peace through strength.
It's just like Batman not using a gun is great. Batman it's not going to be a whiny baby about guns because he fights them. So I don't like it when some of these writers get a hold of Batman and make him a whiny baby about guns.
Yeah, but that's that's kind of the sentiment today by a lot of people. So. Not agreeing, but that's reflects on the culture.
He still uses weapons. So he's just blaming himself for things bad people did with his weapons. But by the way, I agree with him on the accountability part about having about who they sell the weapons to, but that wasn't his fault. That's the thing. That was Obadiah Stane's fault. It was not his father's fault and not his fault. That's what kind of aggravated me about the film. But anyway, I love the movie. It's a great movie. And it's at number 4. And number 3 is The Avengers, the 2012 original. Man, and I got that at 4 stars. The Avengers, you can say what you want about it. I've heard it gets a lot of criticism. Let me tell you something about that movie. That movie had, and it changed cinema, that movie did, by the way. Iron Man started the wheels in motion, but remember, after that, you get Iron Man 2 and Incredible Hulk. They weren't exactly world beaters. They did all right. Then you get Cap and Thor. Those movies didn't make super ridiculous money. They did enough. So here you get chapter 6, which is the Avengers, the culmination of those movies. And a lot of people say, well, it didn't have much of a plot, people were saying. It didn't have much of a story. I said, I beg to differ. This is like chapter 12 of a movie serial. It has a story, and it's the first 5 movies. They are the story. They built into this. This is the conclusion, and it has it finally gathers everyone together for the big dust up that you're waiting for, and it delivers on so many levels, that I can't even. Is there flaws there? You can find them if you want. As a kid, I'm watching that movie, and yes, I'm a child when I'm watching that movie. I just had so much fun. Just another red shirt. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Have a great night. I'm watching this movie and having so much fun, and just again seeing these superheroes getting to meet, pal around, to fight. We get no less than 2 great superhero dust-ups. We get Iron Man and Thor, and then Cap getting in the middle of it, and then we get Thor and Hulk. Are you kidding me? That was fantastic. And then we get them to team up together, and then we get that big battle scene at the end. This movie it never stops. It never stops for me. It's just pure fun, and it does have a story. It's finishing up the work of 5 movies. It is the culmination. And yeah, I understand it had 5th-rate aliens and stuff. But look, let me tell you something. My problem with all these movies is they don't have enough, and they don't handle supervillains right. None of them do. I want to see Avengers fighting supervillains, but we just don't get that. But at least we got a great battle scene. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, just watching that the first time, I'm like, wow, this movie hits every note correctly, every beat. It's not boring in any sense of the word. There's no wasted scene, there's no fluff, and I got a blank eating grin, when you're watching that movie, being a longtime comic book fan, saying, I can't believe we're actually in a movie theater. They pulled it off. You got all these great characters that are so well done. There's no bad, there's like that one bad casting decision. You got Black Widow, right. And Hulk, and everything was just the casting. Jeremy Renner maybe didn't get enough to do as Hawkeye, and his costume's not great, but he's still cool.
Yeah, he's cool in it.
Yeah, so I'm just smiling the whole time I'm watching that movie, and boom, 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 it just moves along. You're like, we're really gonna get the Avengers. It's gonna happen.
I couldn't believe it. Oh yeah, that is a great scene, Oliver. By the way, I love that scene. The man standing up to Loki and Avengers is a great scene. That movie was the first time since 1978 that I felt like that watching a movie, because in 1978 when I saw Superman, and saw that big red S blast on that screen and seeing Superman, I'm cheering, I'm having so much fun. Well, here in 2012, much older, of course, and I'm Dadman Walkie, good to see you there, buddy.
Hey, Dadman.
Good to see you, bro. So in 2012, here I am getting to see the Avengers, and I did not know that we were going to get an entertaining film on this caliber. And I'm just the whole time, I'm an 8-year-old once again. I'm getting to see something, because in Superman 1, it was great. We get to see Superman fly like never before. But we don't get to see him slam it up with a bunch of bad guys. We're getting to see a bunch of superheroes at the height of their powers, fighting each other, then fighting aliens and stuff like that, on a cosmic scale, on a grand scale, that's right off the pages of a comic book. And I never thought I'd ever live to see that. It took, so you're getting to see what you wanted to see since you were, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
And it's
with
beautiful.
Great special effects, and the fight is great. And I know the villains aren't, they're not great. I wonder if they were thinking of Skrulls, at that point. I don't think
they were kind of like, the Chitauri are sort of like Skrulls, right?
That was my guess.
Ultimates,
yeah,
Ultimates.
But they didn't have the rights, obviously, at that point to the FF and those characters. So I think, God, could you imagine if they had the rights, at that point, how good would that have been? I mean,
Hey,
not the
odd man
company
out.
today, but back then, God, it was so good if we had had a decent FF movie then.
It's a shame we were where we are right now when we had a movie this good at some point. Odd man out. Good to see you. And yes, he says, what about the whole using the cube to make weapons? Thor saying Asgard would never attack Earth. Fury never implied there's more out there than Asgard. Yes, good point. And it's good to see you. Matthew Pounder, good to see you, bro. All
Hey,
right.
Matthew Pounder.
So that's number 3. Number 2 is at 5 stars, the top you can get, Avengers Infinity War. With all the problems of Endgame that I had, all the things that aggravated me about Endgame, there are only a couple things in Infinity War that aggravate me, and that's kind of what they did with Star-Lord. But for the most part, and you don't get enough Cap in there, but at least you get made up for that in the next one. But you have some of the greatest superhero cosmic battle set pieces I've ever seen in my life. Some of the greatest superhero action you're ever gonna see in that movie, and it constantly moves. It's a big, sprawling, epic movie that takes its time very well. And again, you have the benefit of knowing you've got another movie coming, so you know that it's not going to be over, so it's incomplete in that sense. You know that. You don't know that when you see Empire Strikes Back in 1980. You didn't know how that was going to end. You knew this was going to be that kind of ending, right? You just knew it. So you're not shocked by that. But you get some of the, the greatest character stuff and battle and superhero battle stuff that is just, it fills the screen and tears your eyes apart in such a great way. It's over the top in the best way possible with Thor letting a whole neutron star burn through his body, and he can stand through because he's Thor. It's just everything. Again,
the
Thor's
crowd cheering for him that opening night. It was just so cool.
Yeah.
It was like Thor, longtime Thor fan. It's like,
and when he finally shows up to
people
Wakanda,
are cheering for Thor. Yeah. Oh God! The theater went nuts. I mean, they went nuts over.
Oh, that was great.
That scene, and then that's what's beautiful of being a movie theater. As much as I like streaming and having a stereo at home.
Sure.
But that, and then when Cap on the subway platform, I mean, everyone went bonkers.
Exactly,
Captain America on the subway platform, and that.
That was a great scene when Cap was on the subway platform. Yeah, I mean,
because
Thor was finally as powerful as he should have been. Yes,
and they built it up to that point too, which was fantastic too. They didn't give you that, that whole build up to all those movies, and that was just wondrous to see that.
This movie's magnificent, and it's in how entertaining it is, and how fun it is, and how much. Again, each scene to another. Again, except what they did to Star-Lord, which was stupid because they had him basically throw the universe's one chance away, which was really terrible.
What are you doing?
He was funny before that because you really like, but it's if you try to just kind of get rid of your mind a little bit, you got an amazing performance as Thanos by Josh Brolin. Great performances everywhere. Every group gets something to do, and it's all great. Even though Cap doesn't get enough, Spider-Man's great in it.
Even though he doesn't belong in the Avengers, that's just
he doesn't. But it's still him. He's
great though.
The stuff with him and Stark.
Yeah,
Clobberin, I hear on YouTube on the premiere of the Infinity War was when it was heartbreaking for the audience when some heroes died. Yeah, that was truly a very disturbing, sad ending as well, a shocking ending. But leading up to that point, and we knew it was going to happen, so nobody was super shocked except normies. Oh, there were normies crying.
Oh, I felt so bad. There was a 12-year-old girl or thereabouts, 10, 12, very young girl who was like 2 or 3 rows ahead of us to the left. I still remember, I remember stupid things where she was sitting in relation to us, and she was sobbing herself.
Oh, people thought it was serious.
I mean, no, but when Iron Man, Tony Stark, I felt like
Endgame though.
Oh, I'm talking. I'm mixing up movies.
You mentioned Iron Man, yeah. No, he's not.
Oh,
we already talked about Endgame.
All right, yeah.
You weren't here when I talked about Endgame.
I'm missing up movies.
That's okay.
That's my bad. But anyway, I'll add that to Endgame. Sad.
Yeah,
when she, that's why I'm mixing up movies. I apologize, but she's the girl crying hysterically at Endgame. I mean, I felt horrible. I mean, it was like real tears. It's not something you felt a little sad. She was howling. I mean, it affected her that much.
I mean, and that shows how potent these movies were. It's amazing they're in the gutter now compared to where they were at this point. And in Infinity War, like I said, I don't mind that downer ending because you're supposed to get another movie. It didn't work out that well because of the problems I have within the game, but there's still a lot of good stuff there. But this movie, on its taken just by itself, good God, it's from back to front, unbelievably entertaining, mesmerizing, so great to watch. Just has everything. It has everything.
Oh yeah,
and that's my number 2. So before we get to number 1, I'll recap all the way to number 2 and to number 1. Then we'll talk about my number 1 favorite all-time Marvel MCU film. This is MCU and MCU movies ranked from worst to first. For those who are just joining us, I revised my list since there have been 6 movies since we did. My friend Michael French and I did this last, or there have been like 5 maybe. 5. There have been 5. Okay, 5. I think 5. All right, here we go. And I'll have to add another one in a couple of weeks. 27, Eternals. I give a 0, minus. 26, Captain Marvel gets a 0, minus. 25, Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Bangles gets a star. I give it 1. This is a 1 to 5 ranking system, folks. I'm so nice to that movie. 24, Black Widow gets a star. 23, Iron Man 3 Audience Nothing gets a star. 1 star. 22, Black Panther gets 1 star. 21, Iron Man 2 Electric Boogaloo gets 1 star. Number 20, Thor Ragnarok gets 1.5. Number 19, Thor The Dark World gets 1.5. Number 18, Spiderman Far From Home gets 1.5. Number 17, Spider-Man Homecoming gets 2 stars. Number 16, The Incredible Hulk gets 2 stars. Number 15, Ant-Man and the Wasp, or the Wasp and the Ant-Man, whatever you want to call it, gets 2 stars. Number 14, Thor gets 2.5 stars. Number 13, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 gets 2.5 stars. Number 12, Avengers Endgame gets 2.5 stars. Number 11, Ant-Man gets 3 stars. Number 10, Spider-Man No Way Home gets 3 stars. Number 9, Captain America Civil War gets 3 stars. Number 8, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 gets 3 stars. Number 7, Avengers Age of Ultron gets 3 stars. Number 6, Doctor Strange gets 3.5 stars. Number 5, Captain America the First Avenger gets 3.5 stars. Number 4, Iron Man gets 4 stars. Number 3, The Avengers gets 4 stars. Number 2, Avengers Infinity War gets 5 stars. And weighing in at number 1 with 5 stars, my favorite all time of these movies, Captain America the Winter Soldier. Shocker, I know.
That's still your number 1. Yeah, that's not going to change, right?
Who's shocked? No, that won't shock
you. Don't think that any of these new releases, Thor, God of Thunder,
I don't think it's going to be threatened.
Love and Thunder, no.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that number 1 and all the number 10 in fact are going to be safe.
Safe, yep.
So that movie, Captain America: Winter Soldier, maybe outside of Superman, the movie in 1978, for me is probably the greatest superhero movie ever made. There are just so many wonderful sequences in it, treating a character that I love with the respect he deserves, as they've done with these movies. It's like an old thriller. It's got some of the old 70s spy thriller stuff in it, mixed in with some amazing superhero action and set pieces. I don't know what is your number 1, if you could tell everybody.
Well, I mean, my number 1 would definitely be Thor: Love and Thunder. No, it would be.
You have to see it first. I think that's the rules.
Yeah, that's the rules. Yeah, no, it's definitely Winter Soldier. I mean, that 100% agree on, and that movie would work. Say if you did it as just like a Day of the Condor type spy movie with just switch it, take out all the superheroes and put in, like a James Bond type spy agency, and the story is a great story and great. And obviously, when you have Cap and you've got that elevator scene, and that's just such a fantastic scene.
Yeah, I didn't like what they did to Arnim Zola either. By the way,
yeah,
but it was only a little scene. But I'm with you about Arnim. That's just But go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no, but yeah, just I'm trying to remember what scenes, and then him on the run with Black Widow, and
There's so many
then
great
you had the
scenes.
flip, and of course there's spoilers. Obviously, everyone's seen this, but when Black Widow was using that shield tech to like shield their identity, and she kicks ass into the movie, and it's just
But
and
yet
the
she's
riffing
vulnerable
between
and
her
gets
and Black,
hurt. She doesn't throw
yeah,
people around. Yeah, him.
yeah, but whenever she fights, she uses her her strengths that she has. Yeah, she's not tossing people 20 feet
And yeah,
across
she's
the
not
room.
saving
Yeah,
Cap's ass. She helps him. She saves him sometimes. She saves her sometimes.
yeah.
They work together. She's not the be all end all key to everything. She's just a good character. Uh, uh, but let's go through some of the great. First of all, this movie opens up great
Oh, the
with that
opening
running
that thing.
around when he first meets Sam. Now, the one thing you can
Oh,
say about this movie, the way they just hurry up, like shove Sam into it with him all of a sudden. Just happened to be this guy who turns out to be have that Falcon stuff, convenient. You can go, yeah, that's a little movie, but that's movies. Movies do silly
yeah,
shit like that.
yeah, yeah,
It's not a problem, but you can go, wow, that was a little convenient, but that's fine. That's a
yeah.
great scene when
And when
the
Black Widow
jogging
shows
scene
up
on
in
your
the
left.
Corvette, yeah, on the left,
Yep,
and then
she comes
she
up.
shows up at the end.
Yeah, she comes up at the end and she pulls up on him and says, "Hey, fellas, anyone know where the Smithsonian is? I'm looking for a fossil."
Yeah,
And great dialogue. And the Russo brothers outdid themselves with brilliant dialogue. On your left, all the stuff with Sam. Then it opens up with one of the
yeah.
scene on the boat. I love the scene
That's
where
one of my favorite scenes too in Marvel,
he
cinematic
jumps
history.
out of the plane, and the guy says, "Was he wearing a parachute?" And Marvel goes, "No, no, he was not."
I don't need no stinking parachutes.
Yeah,
I'm Cap, and the way they have him
it's
dive
clear
in the
this is
ocean, he
not the
uses the
Rams. Yeah,
shield, and he's
exactly.
acrobatic, and
He just
he's
dives into the
racing
water.
around. And he's
Yeah,
throwing the shield, and that noise of the shield, and
he's
the
killing
crank.
bus. He's
Yeah,
killing some suckers, because he's Cap. I mean, it's a war thing. Um,
Batroc. The fight with Batroc is great. He puts
Bytrack
the
fight's
shield down.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, he said, "I thought you were more than a shield." Let's see, and he fights Batroc. Thing is, again, when he's pissed off at he saves Black Widow from a bomb there. It's like he just carries around like a rag doll. That would never fly today.
and there was a tie into Agents of Shield back then too. The agent. Remember they had who was the double agent there?
Yeah, they
That
had
was actually a
they
TV. What was his name?
Stillwell was in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sitwell. Sitwell, and he was
Agent
from the
Sitwell.
comics. He was in
Yeah,
comics before that.
but they
When
actually
Jack Kirby
that was.
created him, he kind of based him on Roy Thomas,
Oh, he did. Huh? Wow.
unflatteringly, but even though
Probably.
yeah, Roy
But
put up with it.
but that was cool that they had. That was one of the few tie-ins we had that was actually legitimate in Agents of Shield, where they kept promising it was the same universe, and then they kind of went away from that. But watch, Civil War, like watch, Winter Soldier.
Here's an example. Thank you, Oliver. This is a good point. Here's an example of not being woke, but having an interesting message. And it was about this when Cap tells Nick Fury about the helicarriers. This isn't freedom. This is fear. In other words, this is a very almost like a libertarian or a freedom-based message of, this is not. What do you, this is not. Was it Minority Report? He said, "I thought the punishment came after the crime. We can't afford to wait that long, but we're going to bring them.
Yeah.
We're going to handle this our way by holding a gun to everyone's head on Earth." Cap is against it, and he says, "You better get with the program." Cap says, "Don't hold your breath." That's a great scene. The tension building up is so amazing. And then Nick Fury's attack in the street. That's a great scene.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
And then when he has his first little basic run-in with Winter Soldier, that's really good. One thing that always got me about that Nick Fury scene is, when he got down into the sewer, got away.
Yep.
Why didn't Soldier just jump down there right after him and take? In other words, Fury should have blew up the truck or something to keep him from. I don't know how he got away from it.
The truck scene was so cool. All the defenses in the truck. That's something straight out of the comics too. You'd imagine it. With,
right.
But
then you have one of the greatest scenes in all superhero movies, in my opinion, is the elevator scene.
Yep.
Holy shit! Cap's again. He's a big guy, but not like these guys. He's like he's a big. He's a big and relatively above average sized height guy. But these guys are all like monsters, and yet they're like 20 of them get on this. I mean, it's just And they all get around him. He starts realizing one of them starts sweating. These guys, you got 20 guys with you, but you're still scared shitless because it's Captain America. And that's this. I love that scene where they build up.
But they're
tension.
sweating. The guys are sweating in the
like,
elevator.
This is kicked. Holy shit! And then when he says, "Before we get started, anyone want to get out?"
Yeah.
The elevator scene was fantastic.
And when they revisited that scene, it was also fantastic in the movie too. And then he whispers, "Hail Hydra!" That everyone in the theater went bonkers.
That was kind of a funny thing.
That was a great take, and that was smart. That shows Cap's intelligence too, right?
Right. But I love how when he breaks out of there, and he barely gets out on his motorcycle, and he takes down a shield. Cap with his shield alone takes down one of those shield
ramjets
or whatever.
Not a helicarrier, the
helijet or whatever it was.
No, what do they call it? Oh God, the Stark design craft. Yep.
Yeah, it was like a repulsor. I don't know, but it was one of those badass jets, and Cap takes it down.
They'll help us in the chat with our bad memories, but yeah, there's a name for Quinjet. The Quinjet.
It's not a Quinjet. Is that a Quinjet? Though?
Yeah, it's a Quinjet. Well, that's their version of the Quinjet.
I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's either there, but yes, he takes down the jet. That was great. Quinjet it is. Okay.
The motorcycle.
Avengers have Quinjets, but I guess they do too, so that's cool. Anyway, that was a great scene. He just jumps off the motorcycle and just takes it out with the shield. That's fantastic. Then he gets away. And
he's on the run, and then he's on the run.
And that's all that stuff when he's on the run.
If I'm ever on the run, I'd like to be on the run with Black Widow. I hope my wife isn't listening, but
of course.
Maureen, you could come too. Yeah.
Right. That was a great scene. All that stuff with them.
Yeah.
Was really cool.
The shopping with the
a lot of fun
clothes,
stuff. And then I don't like that Arnon Zola either, but I can deal with it on the way.
It was fun. I mean, in its own way, in a movie way, it's
But there's that scene. Then you have a pretty big, nice, cool fight scene later when he runs into Bucky again. But this movie's not all about the fight scenes. They're great, great action sequences, but it builds up tension and characterization beautifully between them. You get introduced to Sam, which is great. And you just automatically really like Sam. I'm not a Redford fan usually because he's such a jagoff in real life, but he's not like a typical supervillain, but he works as your villain in this one. Because this is mostly about Winter Soldier, but yes, he's good.
That scene where was it his housekeeper? Someone hears.
It was disturbing. His housekeeper came back in to get her phone, but Bucky's sitting there. Yeah. And so he just shoots her dead. Little scumbag.
Yeah, because he's like, "Oh, I wish you didn't see that."
I wish you had not.
Yeah. So we had some. Yeah. Otherwise, no, I have to.
But I'll kill you. That was a little unnecessary. But so you get really just so many great scenes in it and such great stuff with Cap. I just love this movie so much, man. And
it's all around A++.
Another great bit, dude. Another great bit is when they're all down and when they find out Fury's alive, and Fury's still trying to take control, and he says, "We're not going to take over Shield. We're going to destroy it. It all goes." He says, he's arguing with him, and everyone's looking like, "Nah, we're on Cap's side." Basically, Fury says, "What?" I knew what was going on. He said, "It all goes. Hydra, Shield, all of it." Cap made the decision. He goes, "Well, I guess you're calling the shots here, Cap." Yep. Yes, he is. I love that. And he said, "Yep, I'm going to listen to Cap." And he looked at Sam. He goes, "Don't look at me. I just do what he does, only slower."
Right.
A lot of great lines in the film. And then, Jesus Christ, when we finally get to see him and Falcon fighting together, he says, "How do I know who the bad guys are?" He says, "If they're shooting at you, they're bad." And we get to see Cap and the Falcon. Granted, he doesn't have a costume, but he has the flying thingy.
Yeah.
A lot of cool Falcon bits with him flying and stuff. At the first time, man, when we first saw that, because Captain America was Captain America. The first comic I ever saw was a Power Records Captain America 140, whatever it is. It was called Captain America and the Falcon. So they were a package deal in a sense to me. They were great. They were team up.
That's what I thought too.
I'm getting to see Cap and the Falcon fight together. When I'm at the theater seeing that movie, I'm like, oh my God, this is great.
The only thing I miss, I want Red Wing. I really want Red Wing not to be a robot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That would be nice.
I guess he can do a lot more as like a drone, but just Red Wing was so cool, and he could talk to Red Wing, and that was just so much fun to have him.
Anthony Mackie's a great casting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool when he fights Rumlow in that crumbling building. Yeah, it's just, again, Fury's great in it. Scarlet, Black Widow's great in it. Everybody's really great. Everyone's just perfect in the thing. You even get some fun stuff with Sharon Carter. I love the scene. Man, oh man, when they break in the shield and Cap gives the speech.
Yeah.
I don't know who's what, but I know they're in the building.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to bet I'm not the only one. But if I am, so be it. And they're all, he's getting to him because of Cap speech. And I love it. What does Falcon says? Did you write that down before you came in there? And then he's about the guy. Well, Rumlow's telling the guy that launched the ships. He goes, "I'm not going to launch the ships. Captain's orders." And then he puts the gun on him, and then Sharon puts the gun on him. You heard what he said. Captain's orders. God, yes. Got it. So, and then they showed a bunch of the good guys, trying to fight. I mean, and that was also pretty brutal. Scene that was so good, effective that these people don't know who to fight now. They're like, you saw them, Captain America spoke and they listened, but they didn't know who to fight or whatever.
Yeah, and then a lot of agents good guys got killed there too.
Got killed. It was a mess.
Yeah.
Was it 168? I can't remember the issue number one, but I'll take your word for it. I have the Power Records one, so I love it. I thought it was 140 something, but I could be wrong there, JD Lewis. Thank you, though. I'm bad on the issue number, but it was the one with that Phoenix dude or whatever. Anyway, not Dark Phoenix. But, so yeah, you got that. You got a really cool battle on the helicarriers, of course. And again, it's funny.
So
if
cool,
that movie's made today, I'm telling you, here it goes today. First of all, it's not the Russo brothers. It's some other dork. And every scene in the movie, Cap's an idiot, and Black Widow says it. And when on the helicarrier, because also in their Imperial life form, good to see you. You have, by the way, Agent Hill, she's great in it as well. I love her. So in this movie, here's what happens. If that movie's made today, Cap is fighting Bucky on the helicarrier. He's a dumbass and screws up, and Black Widow has to come on and stop him, and kick Bucky's ass, pull him out of there. And Agent Hill comes in the nick of time right behind him and puts that chip thing in to save everybody. And let's see, we're gonna need a chick to save Falcon too. Now they'll save him later, but I guarantee you, Cap gets his ass kicked. He's a moron and a dumbass. And Black Widow and Agent Hill save the day. And Sharon Carter. That's right. Sharon Carter goes and saves Falcon, and she kicks a bunch of ass too, and throws a bunch of big dudes around and shit. And Rumlow's whipped. In fact, Falcon doesn't fight Rumlow. Sharon Carter fights him in that building and beats his ass. What do you think?
Well, I hope you don't write it that way, but yeah,
that's what would happen today.
Yeah,
who disagrees with that?
I don't. God, I hope it wouldn't happen, but
MCU, dude, you're in the MCU now, man.
I know. God, don't depress me. I'm just still waiting for a good Fantastic Four movie.
Dude, look,
I might never happen.
You need to stop waiting for that.
I'm gonna be waiting for Godot. Waiting forever.
Hey, Dave Bob, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Dave Bob. But
I was just reading that my list of I ranked the MCU movies. But wait, go ahead. What's that?
Well, I found a list of Marvel movies in order. So that's the number. That's the 9th movie. So they started with Iron Man, then Incredible Hulk. What was Incredible Hulk on your list? That was low, right?
You found a ranking?
No, not a ranking, just in the release date. So so Iron Man was number 1, and you ranked that number 4, right?
I got Iron Man at number 4,
and then Incredible Hulk. What did you rate
Hulk,
that?
I got it at number 16.
16. All right, so not that good, I guess. Yeah,
I like
Iron
it.
Man 2. Yeah, okay, middling. Yeah,
Iron Man 2, I got at 21.
21. All right. So, and then we got Thor. I think you had that at 14.
14. Yeah.
Yep. Captain America: First Avenger. You had
that at number 5.
5. Yeah. So we're going in order here. Marvel: The Avengers. You had at number 3.
Yeah, Marvel Avengers number 3. Oh, okay. You're reading the movies in order.
Yeah, in order. Yep. And Iron Man 3, you had 23. If I was trying to write down.
Iron Man 3, I have at 23. Yep. How do you know that? Well, you got a good memory.
Well, and I was trying to write it down. And Dark World Thor, you had pretty high up too, right? Or low.
Thor: The Dark World is next.
Oh yeah, number 8.
Right.
Number 8.
I have that at Dark World. I have that at 19.
19. All right, and then we end up with Captain America: Winter Soldier. The Pinnacle's the 9th movie, and then the 10th movie.
I got number 1.
Guardians.
Captain America: Winter Soldier's number 1.
number 1. Then Guardians of the Galaxy.
Volume 1
Yep,
is
volume 1.
at number 8.
Number 8. Yep. Well, if you want to keep going, we can keep going. Yeah.
No, go through all of them. Go ahead.
Yeah, Avengers Age. This is release order. So Avengers Age of Ultron number 7.
I got number 7.
Right.
I got it.
Ant-Man. I think you had first Ant-Man
11.
number 11.
11.
Okay.
Yes.
Cap Civil War. You had
At 9.
9. Yep. Okay. So that's a good one there. And then Doctor Strange 6.
6.
Is the 14th movie release. Guardians of the Galaxy 2
I got that at 13.
13. So that's the 15th movie released.
Okay.
And then Spider-Man Homecoming, I think is number 6.
At 17.
17. And then Ragnarok
20.
20. Yep. Black Panther
22.
Now that's most people rate that really high, and I agree with you. I thought that was a horrible movie. I mean, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, a fantastic, amazing actor.
He's fine, but yeah,
the story was horrible.
Good night, Athena.
Take care, Athena. Yep. So number 19 was Infinity War. What did you have that at? You had that.
I have Infinity War at number 2.
Number 2. All right. So that's Ant-Man, Wasp, and Ant-Man.
15.
15. Yep. Captain Marvelous.
Captain Marvel's number 26.
26. Avengers Endgame.
Number 12.
Okay, so that's the 22nd movies. Spider-Man Far From Home was
number 18.
It's a 23rd movie release. 24th movie was Black Widow. I think you had that at 24, right?
At 24, yeah, I got it at 24. Yeah. Right down there.
And
there you go.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Jarts.
Is that 25?
25, yep.
I got it at 25. There you go, yeah.
And then the Eternals is this 26th movie released.
I got that at 27.
27. And then Spidey, I'm Lost. No Way Home.
I got that at number 10.
Number 10, okay. And okay, well that's all the movies,
that's
right?
All of them, yeah. Because the next one's in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so we got Doctor Strange coming out. It's 20. So the next upcoming movie is
May. May is 7, right?
May 6th. Well, according to this website, is Doc Strange.
You going? We're going to review it. Supposedly, J-Man and I'm going to get together and review it again.
Yep. I got my tickets. Yep.
Are you going to go see Loath and Blunder?
I'll be there. Yep, that's July 8th. So that's going to be right after July 4th.
God.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever is November 11th, which is Veterans Day.
Wait, that's really coming out this year?
It says 2022.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what they got.
Are you kidding me?
And then I'm flying down to watch this movie with you. The Marvels will be out February 7th. So Cal and everyone, maybe we'll have Clobby Fest.
I thought that was a TV show.
The Marvels, yeah.
No, that's Ms. Marvel. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Marvels might be. That's going to be the first one I don't. Well, no, I didn't go to see Shang-Chi or Black Widow in the theaters. So there won't be breaking precedent. But I won't be seeing the Marvels. I don't know if I'll go see Black Panther either.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Black Panther. I guess it's obviously
not going to be in it. It's going to be a stupid sister.
It's going to be a sister who did take over as Black Panther in the comics. Sure,
that's fine with crappy comics.
But it was she's a little bit bigger than that in the comics. But
God, didn't Storm become Black Panther at some point?
Well, they got married.
Married Storm.
I don't think she ever. I could be wrong.
No, you're right. I don't keep up with that new crap.
So part of what they based the movie on, I love that Black Panther run, the later run, and they had like an agent that was with him, but then they just screwed up that whole story. But it had potential, but they messed it up. So then we're going to get May 5th, 2023. So after we get the Marvels, so in 2023 we're getting the Marvels, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So break out your Walkmans to listen to that tape deck, and then we're going to get Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Keep my fingers crossed. Maybe I'll get to see some Micronauts in the Quantum Zone.
Maybe.
And then the Fantastic Four is queued up as the next movie
they got on a list.
It's on the list. Yep, TBA. That's the next phase, the last Phase 4 movie.
Shit.
That's
going to be garbage. Dave Bob will not support Disney, and I don't blame. Don't support him. I don't blame you.
Yeah, well, they're getting you know, we don't talk politics here, but I can report that the Senate in Florida voted to strip them of their special status.
Good. Screw them.
So I don't know if it's got to pass the other house, or
Right.
I'm sure the governor will sign. But they have a special setup there with Walt Disney
Yeah.
was a smart guy, of course. So when they set it up, they had a special zone where they didn't have to go through all the regulations. They got tax
Right.
breaks and
Yeah.
things like that. So, but yeah, the only movie I would definitely rate higher. I liked Endgame a little bit more. I don't like the ending of Endgame, but I did like the movie, so I would put that in my
Look,
maybe my top 10.
the
I
fact
just
that it
hate what
got
they
as
did to
high as
Cap.
it did for me is pretty amazing, dude, because they have so much shit in there to piss me off.
Yeah, there's pissable stuff off, but there's stuff that I did like. And then when I was recounting the movie, there was actually someone had mentioned I didn't talk about Black Widow. It was actually when Black Widow passed away that the girl couldn't stop crying.
That sucked. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That was terrible. That was the garbage scene. I mean, should have killed her.
They should, but
That's true, Andy. In-game
Yeah.
defiled Cap. That ending
Yeah.
sucks.
yeah, the ending, like when I saw the ending, and a buddy of mine is another longtime Cap fan, and we were just like, "What the hell did they just do to Cap?" So that was the if he'd gone back in time, and maybe they had him like get stuck, or the suit went bad, and he had to, but then they would have all known he's like, he would have been another reality. They could have explained it away a much better way than having Cap, kind of duck out. And yeah, we've all talked about that. Like he would have could have prevented Kennedy. He could have prevented, all these events in history.
Right.
And if you go back in time and you know what's happening. What else would I have rated higher? Probably, I think Guardians of the Galaxy would probably be
Which
a little
one?
bit
First
higher
one?
for me. The first one,
First-
I might throw that up a
Yeah.
little bit higher.
I mean, it's
But for the
good.
most-
Man, that's a lot of fun. The movie's fun.
That was
The dance-off thing was too much, but I mean, the
Yeah.
thing was pretty fun.
But just the being there on opening night was just so much fun. And the Avengers,
Right.
the first Avengers, what do you have that at? You had that at
Well, hell, I got it at
number
3.
Right, yeah, so I agree with that. Yeah, that's just trying to remember my movie. And the Spider-Man, yeah, the Far From Home was not good.
What
So I
about
agree. Yeah, pretty.
First Avenger? I got it at 5. Did you have it up there?
Yeah, that
somewhere?
would be in my top 10, but I haven't worked out the numbers. That'd be my top 10. Doc Strange, I didn't really like as much. I would drop Doc Strange down a little bit. Number 6 might be.
I could actually drop it. To be honest with you, it's interchangeable with a couple with Guardians or Civil War, really,
Yeah,
or No Way Home. I thought they did a good job of telling his origin. I kind of like the fact that they introduced him well, but yeah, I mean, I can,
yeah, they're
I can
good
actually
and bad
drop
to it.
between this.
There's good. It's not a. It was a fun. Good movie to see. Shang-Chi, Don't Shoot Me. I would maybe move up just a smidgen because even though it's not Shang-Chi in the comics, but I like Dark World. I don't like that much either. So
I'd rather watch Thor: The Dork World than that thing
I
again.
didn't mind that.
Shangy boy.
I didn't mind the fights, and I had fun in the movie too. Although I don't think it.
Here's the thing about that, though. Let's take a movie that we, even when we don't like, of most of these, and they still have a good casting. In other words, you could take, like, if they made a Captain America movie that didn't have a very good story or whatever, I still go, well, he's great as Cap. Or if they made like Thor and all these shitty stories of him, he's still good as Thor. They just don't handle him right. Or Iron Man. Iron Man 2 and 3 are crappy, but he's still great as Iron Man. This guy though doesn't even have that going for him. He's so terrible casting. He's as bad as Brie Larson.
That's true. He doesn't have that charm. Or he doesn't have that. I always compare, like when I saw Hugh Jackman the first time as Wolverine in the X-Men movie,
Right?
And I'm like, this guy's gonna be a star. It's like I told my buddies, I'm like, he just had, certain people have it, and whatever you think of the movie,
Right.
just he, lit up the screen. You knew and thank God they didn't do. Gray Scott was filming Mission Impossible 2 or 3. No offense, Duke, but I don't think he would have done half as good a job as Jackman as.
Well, take Black Widow
as Wolverine.
It's a shitty movie, but she's good. We've seen her play the character a few times. So the movie itself is beneath her, but you're still getting to see her play Black Widow. It's not, I think the movie's terrible. I got it down to 24, but it's still her. Whereas with Shang-Chi, He's not. I like her, even though she's in a bad movie. He's in a bad
Yeah.
movie that I don't like, and he's bad. He's
I
bad.
can see that.
He's one of the worst things in the movie, like Brie Larson. So in other words, everybody else other than him and Brie Larson and the actors playing the Eternals, which I don't care because they're not playing good. You know,
The Eternals is definitely the worst.
Horrible.
There's no doubt about that.
Like Chadwick Boseman's great, even though Black Panther's a terrible movie in my opinion. So, but yeah, but you don't even have a good character to go. Movies suck, but I still like RDJ or I still like Chris Hemsworth. See what I'm saying? So that's kind of the thing that hurts.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, because and I actually liked his sidekick. Actually, people think she's annoying with Katie or whatever.
Holy crap!
Aquafina. I was laughing.
I call her.
I don't know. It's okay. I mean, it's what you like.
You like her?
I thought her. I think the movie would have been horrendous without her because she was a funny sidekick and the other thing I would rate Iron Man 2 a little bit higher. And I don't ever get mad at me. I know, but the stuff about the Mandarin, but but I kind of knew they were going to do something like that. I don't know if they retconned it because everyone hated what they did with the Mandarin in Iron Man 2 with Ben Kingsley. But then when they see him, it was stupid. But I could kind of see them like pretend like for him to be an actor. And they kind of insinuated there was he was the real, real. There was another villain out there. So when they find him, and I was in Shang-Chi, he was just hysterical with that creature thing. That was funny, and I know it was probably for
all right, Dad Man.
Take care, Dad Man.
Yeah, but you know what? Hey, let me tell you something. Iron Man 3 is the Mandarin thing isn't the worst thing about it for me.
Well, 2 was an Iron Man. What was Iron Man? Which one?
Iron Man 3.
3 was the Mandarin.
Mandarin. The Mandarin thing's not the worst thing for me. The worst thing for me is Extremis is a boring villain. The movie's boring. It has very little to do with him as Iron Man. It's all about his PTSD or whatever he's got from the Avengers film. He's a big crybaby the whole damn time. We don't get a lot of Iron Man action, and when we do, he destroys his armors fighting a shitty villain like Extremis. So, I don't like the Mandarin shit, and it's dumb, but they could fix that. I just think it's crappy, boring shit all the way through, even more than Iron Man 2.
See, I like the kid in it, and I liked it more than Iron Man. I know I'm in the minority on this one, probably, but I liked him not having his armor and having to use his resources, and he's coming up with all this stuff in the end, for that final assault. And of course, there's a Mustang that he fixes that kid's Mustang, and I have an old Mustang, and I would love to have a Tony Stark.
You know what else was stupid?
Drop off a Mustang. It's all fixed.
I hear you, but you know what else makes it a really stupid movie?
What's that?
The asshole. He's pissed off at what happens to Happy, so he goes on international television and says, "Hey, bad guys, this is my address. Come attack me, you bitches. I'm Iron Man." All fine and good if you want to. Then he's supposed to be Iron Man, right? He gets attacked by a few helicopters with missiles. Iron Man should be able to take out helicopters with missiles with no trouble. But of course, you have to have phony drama, so they blow his house up. He barely becomes Iron Man.
The house goes into the water.
Dude, you told him to come attack you. You're not going to be ready. He's not going to have outer defenses. He's not going to see it coming a mile away. Was so asinine.
Well, I know, but I guess what they should have had a better attack or more stuff.
Yeah, make it like a supervillain or something coming after him with a special
I guess what they were trying to do was he was surprised. Well, I guess what they're trying to do is having him surprised there. That's why he's which didn't make sense.
Why was he surprised by that? He's the one that got on TV and said, "Come at me, baby," and then he just lets him come at him with helicopter. Again, he's Iron Man. I guess I'm a geek. But I'm like, you're Iron Man. If you came at him with like a powerful being of some sort, or some supervillain, or some high tech monster robot or whatever, fine. But these are a couple of helicopters with missiles. Iron Man should be able to take that out in his sleep.
Yeah. Sorry. I can see that, but I think what they wanted to get, I agree with that, but I think they wanted to get to that point, so then they're right in the movie. But I did like how he, was, had no more tech, and he crashes there, and the guy would be suffering from from after Avengers, so I can.
They could have had a better way to it.
Of course, I remember when I went to see that the second time with my family, there was someone brought there were all these young kids in the movie theater, like under age 2, crying and screaming. Yeah, give him a fake address. Yeah.
Why would you get? I mean, everyone knows where he lives anyway, probably, since he's common knowledge, since he's Tony Stark.
Or did they? Yeah, everyone knew Iron Man was Tony Stark at the end of the first movie, right? Is I am Iron Man, and then they go into
everyone knows who he is. I agree, Dave Bob. That's how I rate him. Of course, I pretty much have that same rating of the Iron Man movies. What a shame you get 3 Iron Man movies and only one's any good.
No, I kind of like Iron Man. I kind of like Iron Man 3, but I enjoyed it. But
Let me see.
I like the
I'm
stuff with the
checking
kid.
the law books now to see if it's legal for you to like it.
It's
I'm gonna have to
like
check with my
it's
attorneys.
violating the
Right.
Clobby rules of the
I will
universe.
have
Yeah.
to consult my attorneys to see if it's acceptable for you to like.
Yeah. What's Hungry Boy says Iron Man versus missiles, 33 Kong versus 54 Godzilla. Yeah, yeah. So my favorite is King Kong versus Mecha Godzilla.
I love King Kong versus Mechagodzilla. Well, hey, that last Kong Godzilla movie, all the fight scenes are fun.
Fights are great. Yeah, that's what someone made a fight cut
Yeah, I
because it
like
was a
the
20
fight cut was just
fight cut version, just 20
the
minutes
other
of fight.
humans are shit. Like I just want to see.
You don't need humans. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, screw humans. I want to see Kong and Godzilla beat the crap out of each other, but I want Godzilla to come out on top.
Well, that's a tough thing with those movies. Is coming. How do you fit the humans in? Like Transformers. Why do they even need the humans? Right? What's Sam Witwicky gonna do? What are these little pipsqueaks gonna do?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
Ragnarok. I really going back to the list. Ragnarok. I really liked when it came out, but it's been moving down. I don't know if I'd have it as low as 17, but just because of the jokiness that ensued after.
It trashed Thor though for me. It really set him on a bad path that they continued on.
Yeah.
Although Infinity War, he got a reprieve from it a little bit. He acted a little silly, but then he went out and became badass. And then Endgame turns him into a joke again.
I preferred the term dimensionally challenged, which you all know, and I felt like I finally had someone representing me on screen. So
yeah, we felt represented. I didn't need to be.
After reading 30 years plus of Thor, I never really liked the character until he was a fat guy, and then I could finally identify with him. And then I really appreciated him too, and playing video games and eating food, and so I bought those comics for years in protest. But once he finally became fat, dimensionally challenged, I should say, then I really like the character a lot more because I want my superheroes to look like me. So yeah.
Yep. And after Iron Man 1, who wouldn't have best PTSD, anything after that would be inconsequential. Yeah, the PTSD in Iron Man 3 was based on his falling through that space warp in Avengers.
Yeah.
And almost being destroyed.
I see what Dave Bob's saying, but I can kind of see
that. No, I get it. I'm just they didn't handle it particularly well, and I don't know if we needed a whole movie about that shit anyway.
Yeah. And then Happy almost getting blown up, but
yeah,
I would move it. I'll do my list, but I would my order. But I would move that one. But I'm not sure what I would move down though too, because you pretty much. I mean, Black Widow maybe I liked a little bit more, and she was good. But when you compare it to the other movies, I mean, it's I liked the scene at the dining room table in Black Widow. I thought that was hysterical with the find a room moment with the Red Guardian. There were some good character moments in the movie, but she's dead at that point too. If we had gotten that movie,
right?
They'd done it, like right after Winter Soldier, give us a Black Widow movie, and it's true they didn't, they didn't even have Black Widow action figures at one point too for the Avengers. So she was kind of ignored. It was a little ridiculous, but yeah, give Happy a power.
Thor is better than She Thor, yes.
Yeah, what's her name gets the rescue suit in the comics, so they did do that for Tony Stark.
Who? Pepper.
No, Pepper, yeah. They gave her
Pepper? Did he marry Pepper in the comic or something?
I don't remember if
Pepper used to date Happy.
Yeah, they were Happy
when they made the Iron Man movie. I had not been reading Iron Man comics for a while, but I always thought Pepper was like not even in the comics that much at that point. I don't remember, but
she came back and then she became Rescue, and Tony Stark made a suit for. Well, this is D-Bud's the ultimate expert was later, but yeah, then he made her suit that didn't have any weapons, but she could rescue people. It was called the Rescue suit. So that's what I think.
Dave. Dave's absolutely right. Black Widow should have been after Iron Man 2, but see, toxic men like you, Dave, and me, and Mark. Went out. We called Disney and we said, and Marvel, and don't you dare make a Black Widow movie, you bitches. We won't go watch. Not going to go watch that. At least that's the way they acted. They acted like, well, we would have done that, but nobody wants to see a Black Widow. Who said that? What Marvel fan did they talk to that said, we're not going to watch
one of the biggest movie stars in the world?
We wouldn't go see that. We want to see just the guy. Hey, they kept saying that shit. And it said, yeah, no, that's you. That's on you, Marvel and stupid ass Kevin Feige and all you other jackasses who hold off on a Black Widow movie and whoever else was holding up on it. It wasn't the fans' fault, but they tried to blame that on fans. That's right. He was with Bethany for a long time. In my era, too, Pepper started out in the early days, and she married Happy Hogan.
Yeah. So it's it's just I would have loved to have seen that movie. Yeah, it would have been tough to sit through a whole movie with Scarlett Johansson again, but
Possible.
I would have. Yeah.
I'm ready for that.
Oh, I found an Iron Man quiz on the interwebs.
Ray Bill.
Yep. All right. Tony Stark works with which other Avenger to create Ultron? Oh, this is a movie version though.
That's movie crap.
This is movie crap. It's movie crap.
Movie crap. Whenever they got.
Yeah.
Well, that's what. Let me tell you. I always say
movie questions. Yeah.
I always say that these characters are not comic book characters anymore. To most people, they're movie characters. So to hell with that.
Well, you remember the old game that was on the cell phone game? What was it called? 20 question? Not 20 question. But it was like a Quiz Whiz or something. Or you could compete against other people, and they had all different
Hungry Boy.
They had all different categories. So. And it was multiple choice too, which made it a lot easier. So I was like number one in the comic book question, category for a while because I'm most of the people in the chat I'm sure would be just as good as me if they played it. But it was just the because it's multiple choice, but it was all all comic book stuff. But now everyone would be confused too because of the way that the the movies versus the comics. So
right, yeah.
But,
I take a Gene Colan Black Widow comic, my TV show, movie, whatever. And again, there's the thing: we would have gone to watch it, but no, they went to watch that stuff. Okay, sure, all right. But it was too late. The movie was too late. They shouldn't have killed her in Endgame.
Yeah, or you can kill her and bring her back, or bring her back. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jeremy Renner. I like him and all that stuff, but he's not really the comic book Hawkeye. So I should have just killed him instead of her.
But Max, I think it was HQ Trivia. Yeah, then the company went under, but I love that. I love that game. I don't know if you ever played it, but Clobby, but it made it so easy for the questions were so easy. It was just especially with the multiple choice if you've read comics. So
you ever go do these? Is it like you ever go to Facebook or sometimes they'll have these trivia games or these trivia and you're the man, you probably even you won't get all all just
20,
to see if
right?
you were an expert about whatever, like 100. Like 100 questions.
Yeah,
and it's movies. Well, there was a comic one time, and it's like 80 something. It was forever, 80 something questions or whatever. And you have to name the character. It was they did use comics, but then they used pictures from movies and stuff too.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, that's annoying off the bat. And they got shit wrong.
They got shit wrong, right?
They got characters wrong on a couple of them. It's been a while. That happens sometimes when they'll get like on a football one. They do football ones all the time, and I'm a sucker for football trivia. And they get stuff wrong. I'm like, who do I talk to about it? You guys getting shit wrong in football history? Nobody. But
Well, I think part of it is someone was telling me that's just all like to try to find out who your friends are. It's all like advertised, but it's clickbait. But sometimes
play those games.
You're like, I know I shouldn't click on it, but I just got it. And then they take forever too because there's like the questions are all spread out and they're like it's slow. But they're fun to read. Yeah, that's true though. Yeah, sometimes you have a wrong question. Like I always remember when I went to see the Avengers with my brother-in-law. I told this story a bunch of times, but he's arguing me that the villain at the end was Red Skull. I'm like, damn, it's not Red Skull, it's Thanos. He's like, it's Red Skull. That definitely was Red Skull. I'm like, all right, I trust you for financial advice, but who's got more comic books in their basement? Yes. And he looked at me, he looked down, and he's like, okay, you win. Trust me.
That's absolutely true. I know that's true, Dave Bob. And the thing is, I have a lot of problems with Favreau too, but Feige does not deserve. In fact, Feige, I think, is overrated beyond belief. He's one of these Stan Lee types. It takes a lot of credit for shit he doesn't do. Hello there, Mr. Grant Gregory.
Hey, Grant Gregory.
Red Skull is Thanos, confirmed.
And I'm going to tell him.
Feige's a jagoff. I can't stand him. Jon Favreau, is responsible for doing stupid shit like Iron Man 2. And he's made, he's not perfect, but he is.
But without
I think
Iron Man,
without him, yeah, he's
that's
far more
Marvel
talented.
Universe is not happening, right?
Right. If I had to choose, if you said who would you want running your franchise that you were a fan of, Feige or Favreau, I'd take Favreau any day.
Yeah, because you got that Incredible Hulk as a second movie, which wasn't
Well, look, the MCU,
wasn't
that's
great,
Feige,
right?
The MCU, that's Feige.
Well, he said he wanted that, but they're mirroring what's happened in the comics too. So I mean, we got that in the comics. We're getting in the movies. Right? It's not a surprise, unfortunately. So, and that's what always killed me is, I've said it was a bunch of times to some of my other comic book friends. It's like, when you went to the comic book shop, I said to the guy in the comic book shop, like you went in to find, buy Thor, and then the main Thor title was female Thor. I guess I'm not supposed to say that. It was, and I did love
female Thor.
Jason Aaron run that first 25 issue run was great when it was Thor, and then he was he lost the hammer, and that's a cool run, a cool run to do and something you can do, but it's fun, but then Jane Foster shows up, or you didn't know it was Jane Foster. It was until issue number 8 of her series, but that was a big surprise. What was going to happen, but they should have never called her Thor. Just have her and don't give her Mjolnir. Give her Beta Ray Bill had a different hammer, Thunderstrike had a different hammer. So there's ways around it, but and she wasn't qualified to she couldn't handle living on Asgard. She Odin granted her superpowers, and then she she couldn't handle it. She was crazy, so she had to leave Asgard. So
Nurse Thor. Let me ask you this before we get out of here. Let me ask you one other thing. Have you managed to try to stay awake during Moon Knight episode 4 yet?
I didn't watch it, but some saying on Twitter I saw said that the best episode yet. Not true.
What?
That was not true. I guess that was fake news. I don't know who said it on Twitter, but maybe it was Shill. Maybe it was Shill Media.
Well, I mean, if you like a show that has nothing to do with its title character, which the first 3 episodes had very little to do with it, then I guess it's kind of show.
What's the synopsis of the? I'll watch the 4th one tonight.
What's her name? Layla? They should call it Layla Croft. The episode should be called.
Oh, she kicks ass. Oh, cool.
She saves the bestest ever. I'm sorry, I won't spoiler you. The show comes pre-spoilered. Holy crap! I mean, it felt like
Moon
4
Knight
hours. No, not
Moon Knight.
He's dead or something. I mean,
Oh, that's right. At the end of the other episode, right? He lose the suit or something, or he. Oh, he loses his powers because the other god has been locked up somewhere, right?
Right. This fucking show. Oh my god, man!
Oh, Angelina Jolie is in it too. Is Tomb Raider? That would make it cool.
She is. Yeah, it should be called Layla Croft because that's what she is. She's the bestest ever. She saves his ass all over the place. You don't want me to spoil her, so never mind. You want to watch it?
Well,
so,
it doesn't matter. But
bad?
There's no Moon Knight in this one, I guess. Yeah, that's
unless I fell asleep and missed it. No, there ain't no Moon Knight in this one, dude. They're acting like he's dead, but I mean, he's obviously he's not. But I'm like, wait a minute. This is the most boring ass episode I've ever seen. And the first 3 ain't no gems. First episode, I was willing to cut him some slack.
Yeah.
And, remember I said that? I said, it's all right. I mean, it was Stephen Grant's beyond annoying, but I'll take it, and we'll see if they do anything in the second one.
Yeah.
Right. Second episode, I said, let's see if the second episode progresses the story or gets super. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, it became. They put some woke shit in it, but it mainly just became kind of boring. And by the end of the second episode, we see that silly suit. Then we see him fight as Moon Knight again for a couple of minutes.
But I think you could have just compressed those first 3 episodes. Could have been 1 hour, basically, right? I mean,
right.
And then, of course, if the series took off and was fantastic too. Say episode 4 was fantastic, you would kind of forgive the setup or the ramp that they're going. The ramp that they're going for. But
3 was stupid and boring, but it was mostly. I don't know there's either unbelievably boring or unbelievably stupid. There's almost no middle ground. Exactly, Bob. Bob, it's so. This third one, I don't know what you thought about that one. I thought it was stupid and dull.
Well, it could have been about 15 minutes, I think.
This one
when you
felt
strip
like 4 hours.
it down. Yeah, like it's all just way too long. I mean, you could have gotten to the point. They're getting too cute. Yeah, I see the knight who says knee.
Nee. Dave Bob, look, it's intolerable. I mean, it's
Oh wow, it's that
I'm
bad.
glad-
I thought it was hoping.
It's
Actually, I
just
saw
boring.
I didn't read any reviews, but I saw a clip. Like headlines, like
who?
people. Well, just people on Twitter who loved it. But
Holy shit! I even put up on Twitter. I said, "Hey guys, you know what would be cool if they made a show about Moon Knight?" Nah, they'll never do that. I mean, gee, look, even a bad show at this point, even a bad show about Moon Knight, if Moon Knight has something to do with your goddamn show,
yeah,
but it's
give us Moon Knight. Give us
it's
Moon
nothing
Knight.
to
Yeah.
do with Moon Knight. It never has been. And then
Well,
you
that's
got
what
2
drove me
episodes to
crazy
go.
because the changing personalities and the
Oh,
at
so
least when the
stupid.
Hulk turns into the Hulk, Banner turns into the Hulk, you get the Hulk for a while, and then of course in the comics, what they did, you wouldn't switch back to the Hulk for months and months at a time, which was cool too. It's like we want Hulk, so and then all that fighting, like my body's in charge, I'm in charge, and give me control, and all this stuff going
God.
back and forth, and all this BS. It's
She's
like
the bestest ever.
it just gets boring after a while.
Oh my God, it's so. This is the worst one to me. This is the one that was the most boring. I think at the beginning of tonight's show, I had a real long ass rough day on the road, and I did not after I got up at like something. I left the house like at 8 something or whatever it was, and didn't eat a thing. I was not even had a chance to eat anything like 3 something in the afternoon. So I was going to make back my only meal of the day, right? And I grabbed a burger, bring it home. I said, well, I'll just sit through the friggin'. Let me watch Moon Knight. What the hell? If I hadn't been eating a Whataburger and enjoying that, I probably would have fallen into a coma. I almost still fell into a coma watching the episode.
So if I got to go to sleep tonight, maybe I should watch it.
Hey, put it on. You'll get some sleep. I'm sitting there. That's better than melatonin, man. I'm going. I'm eating. Even I can't fall asleep while I'm eating. Surely at 3 something in the afternoon, watching this show, or 4 something, 4 whatever. I'm watching this show. Even if it sucks, I'll be able to get through it so I'll know what happens. Hey, they left the bacon off of my damn burger, those watermelon. So I was already mad at Whataburger. Damn them. But anyway.
Did you have any bacon at home that was pre-prepped so you can throw on? Your dad man just cooked 3 packages over the weekend. But
I want some bacon, Dad man, now. I love Whataburger. So Whataburger, I'm sitting there enjoying that. So surely I'll be able to stay awake, right? Watching this. Well, I'm telling you, there were times it may have been trying to put me to sleep on purpose because usually you can't. I mean, if you're eating something, even if you're tired, you fall asleep later maybe. But usually,
and there's no suit in the movie, so there's no. This is an episode with
no Moon Knight in the suit.
No Moon Knight. Okay,
unless I missed something, I may have fallen asleep and missed it, but I don't think I did. I watched the whole thing, and no, this thing is so bad. I mean, look, I don't know. Anybody who liked that must like that silly last comic they did.
I didn't read the last comic, but
Jeff Lemire, the ones were all about him being nuts and psycho.
I haven't read any of those.
Which is what this is based on. But at this point, whatever you're basing it on, how about make it to do with Moon Knight for God's sake?
Yeah, well, that was the third episode was ridiculous. The girl was fighting, throwing that huge bodyguard type dude around, and
oh god, she's worse than this one.
That was at least in the Batman. At least Catwoman's not able to beat up Batman. It was like.
She's worse than this one.
Yeah, so she's, and if women are going to fight too, they've got to, like at least the Black Widow fights that we're talking about. She uses her legs, she's using acrobatics and strength, and
there's a scene in this one that will make you won't believe it.
Because I mean, it's just I did very very little martial arts, but just dabbled in it for a few years, and a friend was a black belt, he was teaching us, so nowhere saying I'm an expert, but
You're not gonna believe this one.
Did some self-defense classes with some women, and back then I was probably 225 and I was bench pressing 330, so that's a pretty big guy. Like they would you'd simulate like God forbid a woman's being attacked, they're like, well, try to push the guy or throw a person around, and the women would be like, they couldn't do it, and unless you use the proper technique. She showed them, how to use your leg or your center of gravity, but if they were like, wow, like I can't move you, and then you watch these Marvel films and they're picking up, 250 guys and tossing them. It's like
ridiculous.
It's just
hey, Bob, you're thinking of John Jameson, Manwolf, not the Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell. They're 2 different characters, but I know what you mean. Manwolf is the one.
Yeah, well, Werewolf by Night is
Werewolf by Night is Jack Russell. No, John Jameson is Manwolf.
Manwolf. Oh, okay.
He's a little bit different. Yeah. But anyway,
Doesn't he go to when he goes to space or something, and then something turns him into the moon turns him into
It's an honest mistake. They were both around the same time, so
yeah.
Werewolf by Night's a little bit different,
but that kind of stuff drives me crazy.
No, dude, this is worse one. I'm telling you, if you don't think this one's worse, because one thing just to beat up. I'm not going to tell you. I don't know unless you want me to.
You can tell me. This is not like it's a great movie.
There's some like crazy monster type guy that Stephen Grant goes into this tomb and finds him. He kills a dude. He's like this. Seems like a monster type. Like I don't know if he's a mummy. He's guarding this crypt or whatever. He's pretty scary. He's scary. He's chasing him around. Hey, Loki, what's up, brother? Good to see you,
Loki.
Man.
Great to see you.
So we're talking a little bit about Moonlight here before we get out of here. So I swear to God, he's like, he's real scary. He's scaring the shit out of Grant, chasing him all over the place, right? And she sees him.
Oh, because Grant's been in control of the body since, or the mind.
He's scared. And this guy's like just taking some dude, threw him on a table and killed him. And he sees this happen. He's a pretty scary, monstery type guy. Well, he starts chasing her all over the place, and she's even scared of him. And finally he. Is a typical like monster movie type scene where he grabs her, pulls her into this thing, and she disappears.
Yep.
And you're thinking, well, Moon Knight's surely gonna have to pop out and save her or something because he's pretty scary. You'd be wrong.
Oh, she kicks his ass. Probably.
Waits a second, then she spits the guy out of there like he's flying out of there, like she just throws him out like he's nothing.
This huge monster dude, he's
not huge, but compared to her, he's a monster, scary dude who seems to be.
But he's a supernatural.
Seems like that's what he seems like to me.
And she's got no powers except the power of femininity.
She's Layla. She's Layla Croft.
Yeah. Well.
This is another stupid scene earlier before when she saves his ass. Basically, you're thinking it's a typical like horror movie type scene where you get dragged into something, like the person getting.
They pull you into the
this
closet.
Is like a scary monstery type thing, but she just spits that sucker. I was thinking. Wow, they're going to let her get in trouble for a second? They almost fooled me. And then I'm thinking she's
but
either
did Stephen Grant turn over to Mark Spector?
Shit, no.
So it's Stephen Grant the whole episode too? No Mark Spector?
It eventually pops up a couple times as Mark Spector, but then never gets out, and then I won't tell you at the ending, so you'll see this. But this movie, this
Mark
thing has
Spector,
nothing
at least
to do.
as a mercenary
no
who'll be able to fight.
Well, you don't get any fight that much of a Mark Spector, like a couple seconds. But the point is, there's no Moon Knight to be had in this episode.
Yeah. Oh, great. I'm going to watch that to fall asleep tonight.
Piece of shit. Loki's Morning of Mission. What you doing, bro? Hey, dude, Loki, let me know when you want to review that next animated film. We'll do it on Monday night on my show if you want to, bro. It's up to you, of course.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. I'm pressuring you. Yeah, pressuring it now.
There's a new Constantine movie coming out.
What?
But animated. It's like a 5-parter. I was reading about it.
Is a woman playing him?
No, it is actually, and it's a guy that Matt. What's his name? It does the
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan does the voice.
Not to be confused with the Falcons quarterback.
Yep. So it's 5 different shorts, I guess. So animated. So that's coming out soon. That's the latest. But you guys haven't. I think the DC hasn't given us anything that good the last few years, right? Animated wise.
No.
What was the last good one?
We've been reviewing.
You've been reviewing the classic, the good stuff.
Yeah, no, DC animated movies are trash now.
Because they used to be the gold standard. I mean, Marvel was just Marvel never really had any really good animated. A couple I liked, and I liked that Avengers Next one. And I know you're not a fan of the Ultimates, but I thought that was a decent, decent movie, though. I know, but the movie was decent. Yeah. So,
but that's not a Marvel one. Yeah.
Yeah, Marvel hasn't had any good. I'm just comparing the two, but DC animated was just so amazing to watch those awesome DC animated movies.
We're gonna exhaust the good ones at least until we run out of good ones to review. Then we'll find something else to review because I always have fun hanging out with Loki and then reviewing stuff.
Yeah, so those are good shows. Yeah,
it's always fun. But yeah, it's the next one I think we're doing is Justice League New Frontier.
Oh yeah, Darwin Cook. Yeah, that's great stuff. Yeah,
I believe that will be our next one.
Nice. Looking forward to that. Yep. Classic stuff. Yep.
Yeah. So let's see here. So look says.
So Moon Knight was horrible, and then we're gonna
Yes.
get the Ms.
In my
Is it
opinion.
Miss Marvel? Well, I mean, I pretty much usually agree with you on most things, not all, but on most. But and then we're gonna get the Miss Marvel series with she doesn't have stretchy powers, unfortunately. So
that I'm not even going to watch. Look, okay, here's the thing, and please
but that's
forgive.
for kids, I guess. Yeah.
All right, there have now been 6 Disney Marvel shows. This one, all right, I know it's not over, but I'm declaring it dead. So 6. To use the football analogy, folks, they're 0-6 because every one of these shows has been a piece of shit to me. So they're out of the playoffs. They're officially mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
You didn't like the female Hawkeye show?
I hate. Again, I thought WandaVision that started out kind of all right, then turned into shit. Falcon Winter Soldier's garbage. Loki was garbage. What If was garbage. And then what was next?
Then
Hawkeye.
we got Hawkeye. Yep, and then
Garbage.
we got this Moon Knight.
So did I miss one?
I think probably Loki was the best one out of all of them. I think if I had to rate
God,
them.
you're kidding me! Really, that was terrible.
Yeah, but none of them are good though. So I'm trying to think like how would I think, and maybe I love the alligator Loki and that one episode. I'm just rating it high. And there was one good episode of Hawkeye with the car chase scene out of the comics, and that was the only one that was that just ended. Could have had a lot of potential in that series. If you go read the Aja, Matt Faction original comics, much better off reading those and watching the show.
Absolutely.
And then WandaVision, you're right. I think some people blame the pandemic maybe for that production falling apart, and it started
I don't
great.
think so.
And they said they had to stop, and then I've read that then the production had to stop for a while, and then their plans got waylaid because then they couldn't have enough characters together. But I'm not going to disagree with you. It wasn't good either. So yeah, a couple good episodes, but yeah,
hungry boy. Yeah, Dave Bob. There's one thing in Justice League New Frontier that I really. There's one thing in New Frontier that I really hate, and when we do a review, I'm going to mention it. But other than the one thing that really makes me sick, I do love it. So we're going to have fun with that.
Yeah. And then
I've been done with MCU for a while now. It's all men bad, women bestest ever. Let it burn itself down. That's exactly right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So anyway.
Yeah, when we're getting that, I guess you said in Moon Knight, right? With the female character.
And you know what? She's not even cute. I gotta be. I mean, well, at least what's her name? Was it Haley Stanfield, or the girl that plays?
She's a knockout. Gorgeous.
What's her name? Kate Bishop.
Haley Stanfield. Yeah, Kate
Bishop, she's
yep.
beautiful. She's fantastic.
Yeah, she was a good actress in that. And there was some good.
She's
some good
she's
moments
not really
in that
bad
series.
on that show. It's just a show that sucks. But this girl here, I mean, nothing against her personally. I mean, she's not even really my bag. She's not really my type anyway. She's just kind of like not that cute, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think. Nothing offensive. I mean, I'm not either, but then I'm not on a TV show. Well,
yeah. Well, you know what? We were watching the Electric Company. We did the Spidey versus the Wall.
I know you got to have
Sunday
fun
Night
without me.
Yeah, we had fun without you. And but I'm thinking like that should have been an Electric Company scene in the end. You could have had Hawkeye versus the Christmas tree in the end, and Hawkeye got stuck in the Christmas tree for quite a while, and then Spidey could have swung in to help fight the evil Christmas tree and save Hawkeye. But yeah, I was really concerned for our hero who can jump off of tall buildings without superpowers and use a grappling hook off of an arrow and a bow. But yeah, couldn't get out of that Christmas tree. So and of course, normally, if I go to Rockefeller Center every year usually and see the tree, and normally there's no police around and there's no security and there's no barriers. There's no one there that would have cops or responded to that incident. So yeah, it was all very realistic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
I mean, there's a cop every 5 feet there.
So
when you're in Rockefeller Center these days.
Garbage.
After the horrible attack that was 9/11. I mean, you can't go. You move your eyes, you see a cop everywhere, and you feel very safe when you're God bless them, men and women in blue are protecting us there. So when I'm looking at the tree, you're near St. Patrick's Cathedral, you're one of the safest places in the city. So I was yeah, we were watching. I was I'm in the Northeast here near New York City, so we're watching that. We're all laughing like, where are the cops? There's no cops here.
Indeed, Dave Bob, that's for sure. Well, show notes before we get on out of here. And I want to thank everyone for hanging with us tonight, especially, of course, my guest, Mark Newton. I prevailed upon his time, and he showed up and hanging out
Thank
with us.
you. I always appreciate the invite. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, our wonderful first officer, R.M. Briggs, and of course,
he's going to class up the joint. Thankfully,
class up the joint. We will have all kind of fun for you. Fun, frolic, and frivolity for all, as you know who used to say. Chief Engineer Mark D with a C will join me tomorrow night, same Trek time, same Clobby channel, whatever, and we'll have a lot of fun. And speaking of Trek, Saturday night Star Trek at the usual Trek time with 4 more episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation reviews. And looking
oh my God, double Rikers.
We're looking forward, double your fun. We're looking forward to that. Let's see. Kal-El says, I never saw the Eternals because enough trustworthy reviews warm me away. Good man. I am grateful for the movie and the toys because they both led to that hilarious retro blasting video. That was a great video that Michael did there. So anyway, thank you all for being here with us tonight. And the other good thing about those Eternals toys is customizers could probably buy those for $2 a piece and make real figures out of them.
Well, yeah, Andy Masterson could work some magic.
Like Mandy. There you go.
Like he always does, yeah.
Big shout out to the Bronze Wrencher. Thank you so much, Eric K., for hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you. Let's see. Who else was here with us tonight? Kal-El, great to see you there, brother. Appreciate you. Hungry Boy, thanks for being here, my good friend. Always a pleasure. You're the best. Dave Bob, thanks for being here tonight, buddy. Andy Masterson, thank you for being here tonight, my friend. It is an honor. The great Stone Loki, brother. I can't wait to hang out with you again, buddy. I hope you're feeling better with whatever's going on there. I appreciate you. The beautiful Sherry. Lovely Sherry, thank you so much for being here, my dear. It is always great to have you. Thank you so much. Pop Culture Republic, thank you for being here, my friend. Appreciate you so much. Who else was here with us tonight? I already said the great Kal-El. Let's see here. Dave, thank you, Dave, for being here tonight with us. Let's see here.
Did Apollo's Minion make it in?
Apollo's Minion Pupper, I think, popped in earlier. I believe so.
Did you say Athena follower?
Athena follower, thank you so much. Let's see here. Max Redstone, buddy, thank you so much for being here tonight, bro. The Comic Relief Crusader was in here earlier. Phantom Outsider was here. Dave Bud, I think our buddy Dave Bud, D Bud is not feeling well, but I think he popped in earlier. D Bud, if you hear this, D Bud, feel better. And also shout out to the great J Man who couldn't. If you happen to hear this later, buddy, thank you so much. Can't wait to talk to you again soon. But get well, man. Feel better. I know what you're going through. No, there's not much that can be said. It's horrible, but please get through it, man. Best to you and your wonderful wife. And shout out to our buddy Decepticon out there. I hope to see him soon too. Matthew Pounder, thank you so much for being here tonight. Let's see here. Mr. Grant Gregory popped in. Hey, it's an honor to have you pop in there, sir. Always a pleasure.
Red shirt, Skywalker.
Just another red shirt. Thank you so much, Captain James T. Skywalker. Thank you for popping in so much, buddy. I'm backtracking to see who all came here. I like to say get a dimension to all of them in there. Chris Persia popped in earlier, I believe, but he had to run out. I think he wasn't able to stay tonight. JD Lewis, thank you so much, my friend. Glenzer, thank you so much. Oliver Belamonte, thank you for being here tonight. The Nerdporial Lifeform popped in earlier. Always a pleasure. Thank you for that. I probably Dadman Walking, buddy. Dadman of the Dadman Clan. Thank you so much, Dadman. I hope you and the clan are doing well, buddy. Really appreciate you. Enjoyed hanging out with you the other night. And good to see you. And last night, I think it was. Odd Man Out. Thank you so much for popping in. I got Glenzer.
You got Glenzer. Thank you.
Yep. Let's see. Hopefully we got everybody, but you never know. I mean, I can't remember everybody all the time, but it looks like we got.
I'd always say, like, if we forgot someone, apologies.
I'm senile. Yeah, they all know I now. It's never an oversight. They should know me well enough to know it's never an oversight. It's just, It
I
happens.
will eat well, hungry boy. Yep. I didn't eat too well. I had a burger without bacon too tonight. Actually, it was a turkey burger because I'm trying to drop
Really?
a few. But yeah,
Where'd you
turkey
get that
burger.
from?
I cooked it at home. Yeah,
Oh,
turkey
okay.
burger,
There you go.
low calorie stuff. Yeah, so
Oh, that's so good.
but
You have
it
something
was
good.
actually wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
but yeah, a Whataburger, I'm sure is a hell of a lot better. Yeah.
I appreciate those kind words, Kal-El. Thank you so much. And thank you all for being here tonight. Andy, you need to come hang out with me. You've never been here on Clobberin Times with us one night. One Wednesday night when you get a chance, buddy, come hang with me. I'm just like an open forum here and stuff, and would love to have you. And
did you see his diorama that he'd posted on Twitter with?
I did not, but I'll go
look
look
at
it.
Amazing. Oh, so cool with Peter Parker, and then
wow.
with photography. Yeah, he's working on the. He was showing it on one of the streams, and it was just so awesome. So I handed the thumb up, and he's got J. Jonah Jameson in the window, and it was really
I don't want to forget it. Cardinal Sin was here.
Right, yeah.
And gave some super chats. Thank you, buddy. I know he had to run out because he was tired. Tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, he is having his 700 subscriber celebration. I don't have a link to his channel on me. I'll have to get it later, but I'll put it up there, and it's in my description. His channel is linked below. He is anybody can. I don't know if I'll be home in time to make it. If I am, I'll definitely stop in. But
I'll try to be there too a little bit. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. We love our buddy Gil, and I'm gonna try to get over there to say hello to him and congratulate him. So that's Cardinal Sin tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thursday night, just to make it clear.
Yep.
Thursday night, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S. So, again,
I gotta go. I gotta watch Moon Knight and get to sleep.
Sorry to spoiler it for you. Not really. Cardin was on me for spoiler, and I'm like, dude, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Nothing worth. Doesn't sound like anything worth spoiling.
It comes pre-spoiling, so pre-spoiled. But
anyway, already spoiled. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, but thank you for hanging out when we do here, and let's play. Before we play our end credits, please check out these important messages from our wonderful first officer. Have a great night, everyone, and clobber on, clobberers. Can't believe I forgot the wonderful anti-derivative Jill was here earlier. So sorry, Jill. You know my memory. Love you, Jill.